reckon that's probably close enough. Did I get, like, I don't know, am I early? Am I late? I don't know. I never know in the moment. We figure it out as we go along. Welcome back, everybody. I knew it. I knew I'd forget at least a thing. There we go. If it ain't flashing, we ain't doing it, are we? I was cleaning. On the dot. Look at me go. Look at me go. So how's everybody doing on a fine Friday, I don't know, afternoon, evening, wherever you might be? If you start making stuff on a lathe, you make a lot of tops because you can make them out of little bits of scraps of wood you have laying around. I probably made these like 20 years ago. They're in a box. I was looking for something else, and they do work both ways. Just a lot better the upside down way. There we go. Whoa! So yeah, I'm you know what I'm trying to do? Let me tell you. Mean and ornery, same as every day. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Don't let the man keep you down. I'm trying to do as little as possible, to be completely honest with you. The in-laws, a flu ravaged through their house and got all but 2 people out of like 8. So it got 75% of the people, but over here it got my eldest and didn't get anybody else. And I feel like it's been trying to get me. I feel it's been trying to get me for the last 2 weeks almost. And as of yesterday, I was feeling about 70% yesterday. I feel better today. The weather's nicer today. There's definitely a weather component to how you feel at any given moment. So it's not too bad. I had stuff. I've got the whiteboard. I am a slave, of course, to the whiteboard. And I genuinely, I came out here this morning to do my little ritual. It's very clean in here right now. I got some stuff labeled, some stuff to ship out. I cleaned up. I organized parts around. It's very relaxing. My pre-live stream nesting is very relaxing. And I just didn't want to do anything. So, like, I didn't want to do anything, you know? I was fine cleaning it. I have rugs in here. Most of them are just like remnants of carpet that are screwed to the floor because walking around on wood all the time is, it's great, but every once in a while you have to unscrew those rugs and clean all the stuff out from under them. And it's amazing how much stuff can get under a rug. So I was doing stuff like that. Cleaning out, getting the really narrow crevice tool and cleaning out all the slots in the table saw, that kind of stuff. Stuff that I know a lot of people would be like, why would you want to do that? But, you get this feeling of accomplishment because when you're done, like Mr. Byers over there installing a transmission in the Kia Seltos, when he gets done, he's going to have a feeling of accomplishment because there will be a transmission in the Kia Seltos. Like, I take great, not pride, but there's like a warm feeling in like doing something, no matter how menial or mindless that task might be. And on Tuesday, I restrung a bunch of lights out back. I added a strand. I bought 3 more boxes. I'm reconfiguring some of the lights, which means carrying around the little giant ladder place to place and going up and down the ladder. If I said I went up and down the ladder 400 times, that would probably actually be an underestimate. And my calves still, where does my age remind me the most? Delayed onset muscle soreness. I would have loved to have hung some more lights, but I'm not going up that ladder again. I'm not. Next week, I'll go up that ladder again next week. 63 people. 63 people. I can clear some space. We can. That's how you know it's official. Camera 3, spinning. Camera 2, spinning. Camera 3, camera 1. Good afternoon. Hey, Charles Hurley's putting a lower control arm on a Hyundai Santa Fe. I'm glad that I'm not. And somebody said Thomas Williams installing tin siding on a roof. No thank you to all of those things. On an average day, no. Today, I don't want to be on a roof. I don't want to be under a car. I had hoped that my last days under a car were behind me, and then the next thing I know, I'm sliding under a car again. So I much prefer working on the tiny toy cars. So what I'm going to do is, if you have anything that you need to know, let me know what you need to know. Robert L. packing Amazon packages. Mr. Mithingen, glad that he's not doing concrete today. I did it again. Speaking of which, I have a wheelbarrow that the blind guy gave me. It was in his one of his storage units, and it's like a True Value, wooden handled, little shallow. It might be like 3.5 cubic feet. I call it my play school first wheelbarrow. It's basically just big enough to put one sack in. So you can put 90 pounds in it. And when you pick it up, the handles go like this. We had rain sneak up. There was the leftover little bits of mortar mix and Portland in the bottom of it. Turned into like a big chunky slab because I just left. When I got done finishing off the newest extension to Mavericks, which I realize now I have not documented at all. I just left everything out there. The mortar mixer left out in the rain. All the tools left out in the rain. That is how you know that there's at least a possibility you went too long into the day. I should have knocked off earlier. I did my car work Wednesday, replaced the alternator, and broke a plastic valve cover in the process. That's the way I like to do it. Fix one thing, break another thing. What is the meaning of life? 42. Bill Trigg got 3 bodies painted this week, probably the last for the year. in April, he's done with body painting by April. I wish I could say that I didn't relate. I have one to paint, but just didn't feel like it. Are you going to put on a Kinko's theme paint or wrap onto Xerox? I don't know what I'm going to do. I recorded that episode, hung it on the hooks. It's directly, Marie Kondo goes straight up. It's right on the other side of this. When I made the new, there's the Vertigarage over there that has 8 rigs on it, which is how I can do this. If I go like this, look, there's no rigs piled up down there. You could see outside if it wasn't blowing the exposure out of the camera. It's very nice outside right now. I filmed it. I hung it. Haven't touched it since. Not for any particular reason. Oh, don't know where that came from. Reassembling the front end of a 2024 Chevy 2500. I always find myself wondering, what is your vocation? I'm getting an engineer vibe. Well, my degree is in English, if that means anything. But I took, incidentally, to maintain my sanity while going to college, I found out that taking woodworking was a repeatable credit. So I took woodworking at college like 11 times, and I learned most of the skills that I possess now. And everything else, I have no formal training in at all. I always thought it was a generational thing. You just start doing it. And if you can take it apart, there's a fair chance you'll be able to put it back together. I've just spent today turning raw stone into pillars. That actually kind of sounds like fun. Like you get that feeling of accomplishment afterwards. I've been working on the 1-1 crawler Dana 60 swap in 4-link. See, that's too much work. Like a 4-link swap would take me like 25 minutes, and I wouldn't even get dirty. I'm definitely sticking to the tiny toy cars. Blew a Castle Copperwood 10 and 4 receivers in one day. Yikes. That I feel like those moments are when the universe is telling you to go do something else. That's what I'm like. I'm going to go out and rake leaves where I can't possibly do any harm or damage to anything. Got my Zool delivered. Those little tires are as hard as rocks. They're not exactly soft, and the foams, if you unmount them from those bead locks, which takes about 10 seconds, the foams are ridiculous. They're significantly bigger than the tire. I'm cleaning the silt out of my basement so I can install a new sump pump. Using the shop vac every few days is no fun. That does not sound like fun. I'm thinking about replacing the Traxxas original servo with something stronger. Do you have any suggestions? Flash Hobby if you can. AGFRC if you're feeling fancy. And if you're on an extreme budget, Blue Case 45. Blue Case 45 will get the job done. Blue Case 35 would get the job done. But everywhere I look, the price is the same on the 35 and the 45. So just get the 45. Did you get the underdrive carrier bearing for Xerox? I have one, but it's just a regular one on there now. And no, I haven't bought that new one. I think I have one. I'll just say no, because I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, somebody, like, there's seating room and everything. I don't think I had never intended to buy a Zool, so I don't have any plastic. I don't have any replacements. I wonder if I have a slipper I can slap on here. Slippy slapper. I got an associate's in applied science automotive. I've been designing roof trusses for the last 18 years. Hey, you still have my body to paint too. There's double digits. It's definitely double digits in bodies that need to be painted. And my desire to paint them rests 0. What is your favorite and most recommended starter RTR chassis for crawling? Mr. Perito, you're correct. It is the TRX4. It has the greatest range of upgrade opportunities and stuff that you can do with it. It's the TRX4 all day. Hey, Moose with 1 and Chuck with 5. Let's see if we see any names. Looks like a stealth. What are you doing? Oh, when you buy it, it comes with the, it's got the big, it's got the 12% in the, and when I was cleaning the bench today, I found the 12%. I also need to put the battery tray back in. I was thinking about changing the springs now, but I think I want to run it before I change the springs. Chat's getting ahead of me again. What did I miss? I slept most of the morning. Had to drive home, eat a second dinner. Morning, finally get to sleep. So we did TRX4. I got anxiety going out to rocks today, and all my rigs not working. That's why you take more. When I was a little kid, any broken electronics in the house, I was having at them. Didn't fix them any, but I learned a ton. That's the way we used to do it, Did anyone catch Horizon's huge mistake with the Zool? They sent an email saying it was 129, and now they refer to answer the phone. Haha, no, I didn't see that. I'm a big Fallout fan myself. I've got the lunchbox. I've got Nuka-Cola bottles. I've got a poster with the Nuka-Cola girl on it. I would put it like probably second place, really, in all time in terms of game playing. They use some real. That's a fun color for grease. Very very poopy. Poopy. Oh, it jumped. Jimbo with 10. Go crawlers, Mansoners, RC, High Crew, RC Jeep guy. See, a lot of people are rolling off. I can tell because I'm seeing a lot of names that I've definitely seen before. Yeah, and Ed and Rudy and where's our other guy? Where's our third usual Dodger of gifted? I watched The Harpist. Emily Hopkins. I watch her live streams on Wednesday evenings, and people are throwing down gift memberships in there like mad. I've never gotten one. I feel like Ed Scrivener in there. I'm just waiting to get one. Anyone got any advice for a guy trying to fab a tune chassis buggy? Not me. If it hasn't been mentioned, the Wizard is available for pre-order on A-Main again. Yes, that is true. It is your chance. It is your chance. I'm still here. YouTube can't stop this. Mr. C, your opinion, please. Oh, here we go. 100 men versus one gorilla. Okay, here's the thing. In order for it to be at all feasible, they have to put a bunch of stipulations on it, right? Like it has to be hand-to-hand combat only because a gorilla doesn't know to pick up a rock and throw it. It could, but it doesn't really know to do it. So I think if you've got 100 guys and they work in any sort of team method, don't do like a kung fu movie, like one guy goes, gets knocked out, another guy goes, gets knocked out, another guy goes, gets knocked out. I would say if you have average Joes with no training, it's going to take like 16, 18, 20 guys to beat a gorilla. A gorilla is very strong, but like, we're not like, I don't know. I'd say 16, 18, 20 would be what it would take. The notions that I've seen on the internet where people are like, that gorilla would kill everybody. Nah, I don't think it would. I was talking to the blind guy about this, and I did say that I think it would be worse to try to fight a chimpanzee. They just seem meaner. Like, chimpanzees are closer to people, basically, so they're meaner. But 100 men versus virtually any animal alive, the guys are going to win. We've proven that throughout history. We've killed almost everything, some to extinction. Sea animals are the only thing that would have a chance. Like 100 men versus a giant squid. I'm actually going to probably give it to the squid. Sorry again, Mr. C, for sending the Jolly Green drag links to myself. I mean, it happens. How much of a difference in sound does the matte material make that you put inside of bodies? Oh, if you've got a really echoey body, it's significant. Rainbird was as loud or louder than the Wizard, and it quieted down a lot. It's also the shape of the body. Some bodies are loud, and it doesn't add really any weight at all. I want to say that all of the little pieces I put in Rainbird's, his pickle, added about half an ounce, like 14 or 15 grams. So it's not really impactful in weight terms. Oh, hey, Pelle with 100 SEK. I know he's still, it's Swedish krona. Kroner. It's one of those. I seem to remember that. Sal Trippin is a member, but I'm still great. Hey, it took me like 2 months to figure out how to turn my name back yellow. Any recommendations on a buggy chassis for 10 Pro axles? Really, whatever you like. You could get one of those. Now, okay, wait. Mr. Paxton, are you talking like this kind of buggy chassis, or are you talking about you open the wallet and moths fly out buggy chassis? Because you could do the fake R1, you could do a fake capper cage, you could do a real capper cage, or are you talking like RC Speedy, Mias aluminum alloy? Are you talking something like that? 10 Pro axles you can put on most anything. I kind of prefer the actual axial capper cage. I prefer that one on a narrow width axle. I don't like that cage on capper axles. I like the Injora capper cage on capper axles because it's bigger. You build yourself a UTB-8 out of it. But with 10 Pros, you can go, the sky is the limit. The world is your oyster. You can build whatever you want. I don't have any off-the-cuff recommendations for the fancy metal cases. Was it TI Pro? Any of that? I've never built one. I still have not. Maybe, but I haven't yet. My gifted ran out this week. Best advice for a tube chassis is to learn patience. Ugh, I think it's too late for that. You can't have 100 pinning. How many men can actually get a hand on it and pin it? Maybe 6? Well, that's the thing. You ever seen, like, rugby? You just dogpile. I would have to have baseball bats before I would even consider taking on a primate. I would want more than a baseball bat. Does anyone happen to know the length of a 10 Pro spur upper dog bone shaft? I don't off the top of my head, but I can find out for you right now. So it's like it's CVD on one end and dog bone on the other. But we'll go, the best way I can think to say it is pin to pin. So from the screw pin to the pin on the dog bone end is, curiously enough, 30 millimeters long. Oh, look. I'm not saying that I have terrible habits, but boy, do I have terrible habits. How long's that battery been in there? Okay, dog bone shaft. Would you have bought the IFS Zool over this one if the price was the same? I would have, yeah. I think I'd prefer the blue body. I like the tan body, but I think I'd prefer the blue one. And then I would have converted it into this and sold the IFS. So yes, I definitely would have bought the IFS, the Zool 2, if it had been the same price. That new chassis you did, it's made by Who Crawler. P.S. Can't see my sticker. I don't think I stuck one of your stickers up here. I think they're still right here on the side of the box. 3. So hopefully you'll be able to see. We'll go right here. How about now? Can you see it now? How about now? Price is the same. Does the Wizard come with bits to make it servo and axle? No, it does not. Also, I don't believe that it will fit that chassis. The Wizard chassis won't run servo and axle. They do make a bracket to run it servo and axle, but I don't think you can run servo and axle on the Wizard. I was chipping slag last night and a chuck stunk to my lip and the burn hurt like crazy. No, thank you. I do have a capper cage. Yeah, budget friendly. If you have a capper cage laying around, give it a shot. How wide is the Wizard outside of tire to outside of tire? Well, that's going to depend a lot on what you're running, but I can give you hex to hex. So the straight axle, pin to pin, is 190. Outer hex to outer hex is just a hair under 200. The portals add 10 millimeters. Madam Mim is Well, you know what? Actually, I haven't measured. I haven't measured. Since I rebuilt the wheels, I haven't measured. So, I mean, you're here. So, 105 people get the small spoiler because most of the stuff here isn't featured until the video that isn't until Tuesday. We are get a little slide on the insert there. We are 250 and change. They're very blurpy. 250 and change, and then I'm running the 0 offset on portals in the rear. It is about 247, 248. So call it 250, depending on what hubs, what wheels, what inserts, what tires, depending on all of your variables. I like these wheels as well. I couldn't even stop myself. And I ordered them, and I'm not the person that orders these types of things. $17 per face is not. That's not how I buy wheels. But what happened was, I lost my mind, and I want to buy shiny things for shiny things, I guess is what it comes down to. Those wheels are very Knight Rider-ish. They call them like mil-spec. Could you show how the 4 links mount to the BTA mount on the 10 Pro straight? Yes. But then I gotta put Bluebird away because he's a 10 Pro portal. And that dovetails in nicely because Sputtercrawler asked about the sticky back foam. It really does. Like, it's not as... It really does quiet it down. And it weighs nothing, and it's extremely cheap if you... It really does. It looks more like a pickle every time I see it. So the 4-link just... So the BTA bracket holds those two. And then the other two go to there and there. There's a different guy that the servo... If you're going to run chassis mounted, it has its own... It's the panhard and the upper link mount are one piece. But for the 4-link, the 2 links mount vertically on the back of the BTA bracket. Yeah, it's not as guitar sounding. It really deadens the resonance down. Yeah, if you want to hear resonance, you get the uncut wizard body. It's more like a snare drum. Pro Raptor, it's Amazon. Well, I used to go and buy it at Joanne Crafts. You know, they're out of business now. But then I went on Amazon, just out of curiosity. The sheets are this size. And it was, I want to say, 20 sheets for like $12 or $13. So, like, I've got a little bit. I use it to make stuff all the time. It's sticky back. I highly recommend it because you can, if you're using battery straps and not just using Velcro, put it on the bottoms of your battery trays so that gravel and stuff doesn't get, and sand doesn't get under your batteries and scratch your batteries up. It's useful for so many things. I like to put it on the insides of bodies, even if you're just cutting out a little piece so that your body posts don't go rattle, 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 rattle. Sticky back foam. I bought my first ESE XR10 Pro. Those are nice. Just ordered a Wizard shipped to the Canyon when stock will be in. Nice. Are you going to change Rainbird's body at some point? The rear is so ugly. It really is. Look how bad it is. It's terrible. It's a horrible body. I pulled my box. How wide is... I got pulled from my box. How wide is the Wizard outside to outside? Yeah, 250, thereabouts. When damping panel sound, you only need to cover the center middle, not necessarily the whole panel. yes, that is true, but this damping material is it's not damping. It's only serving basically as like an acoustic barrier because it's not adding any weight. Now, if we were getting Dynamat or brown bread, or I'm trying to think of all the other E-Dead, if we would put a little circle of it in the middle to deaden the panel. But this is not, it doesn't weigh enough, because I came from car audio where you knew how much the old scale trick. Are there enough car audio guys to know the scale trick? Where you have a door panel and it's going brrr, brrr, and you would push it with a scale, and whatever the scale read, that's how many pounds of deadener you had to add to the panel. Yeah. My Scion's got like probably 60 or 70 pounds of deadener in it total. So yes, for damping a panel, yes, but we can't damp it with foam that weighs less than the body. So it's being used kind of in the same function as all of the tire foams. I'm pointing up. As all of the tire foams that are up above my head, which I didn't notice how much they had made a difference until I was listening to when I was in editing. And as I've pointed out before, here's the microphone for lives, and the microphone for videos is over there. They use two different microphones. And you could really hear like a resonance without the bunches of foams. I need to rebuild it because I have so many foams. I can go out far. I'm pointing out a camera above my head. I can go out about a foot further to the length of the lights. It's a very janky operation I've got here, but it goes. It's funny to me that people say dampening, which would be spraying something with water, but I don't think anyone would use the word dampening. I think you would use the word moistening, which some people would find even less palatable. But I don't think dampening is a thing. Damping is a thing. I'm now going to. So that foam works to reduce noise? Yes. Yes. I mean, it's not the ultimate. It's not going to suddenly make your rig silent. But some bodies, the Wizard body is one. The 10 Pro Pickle is one. He used dampening. I see what he did there. Where was I going? Some bodies are just absolute amps. Like, they're really loud. The Wizard body is one of them. That we should leave it in frame so everybody has to suffer the sight of the pickle. Oh, I forget. There are people that don't go to the Discord. I can clean the grease off my hand, and then I can open up messages, and I can go to this. We can I can share some photos. Oh, I can just toggle through them? No way. Okay. Let's see if it'll work on screen share. So, for those who remember Bonk, the gentleman that I made Bonk for came by and picked it up. And that's the loader that he drives, and there's Bonk in the bucket there. And immediately, directly, I mean, what else are you going to do? Directly into the mud. They were having a grand time. Yeah, look at that guy. He's at his forever home, probably living in the back of an old Toyota pickup, never getting cleaned off, but just having a grand old time, getting used for what he was built for, getting filled full of dirt. The Discord is confusing. Large surfaces can act like speakers when they resonate. That's true. A constrained layer or sound-absorbing material can be a big help. I was looking at a wizard for axles for my class 1, but that body is 210. Oh, Mr. Byers, the wheels, I haven't even taken them out of the package. So that width is measured with a 14 millimeter hub. So when the wheels are built, it's all the way in there. So you can get down really narrow. Not as narrow as you could with like a BRX 70, but you can get plenty narrow. Will you be able to get down to 210? I don't know. BRX 70s will definitely get you down to 210. Yeah, Proline 4Runner. Yeah, any of those big bodies like that. Defenders, they're just big resonance chambers. Glue the foams to the ceiling. Well, above the foams is John's Mansfield R19, I think. So we're trying to deaden, like if I holler upward, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Looks like Big Bonk and Baby Bonk. Looking at getting a new servo and it says 5.5 amps stalled and my ASC BSC is 5, 8 amp max. Would I need an external BEC? No, you shouldn't. Guess who can't work on the website this week again? Don't fire me, boss. Mr. Spain, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I haven't looked at that website since the last time you told me to go look at the website. I don't even think about it. I don't even think about it until I get my thing that pops up that says, we're going to take money out of your account. It's like your auto billing is coming up. No action is required from you. And at first I go, auto billing for what? I quite genuinely forget that it exists. You can make some amazing speakers using a sheet of insulating foam and a pair of transducers. You'll be amazed just how good they sound. The pink stuff. The speakers here are all made out of marine grade plywood. All it needs to be is kind of dead. And one of the pairs, I have two pairs. One's built out of old Pioneer stuff, and one is built out of Klipsch, Nakamichi, and Elemental designs all thrown together. Two of them have big chunks of floral foam in them because I had too much air volume in order to get a face big enough to hold the speakers. I think it's the Pioneers because I actually went through the work to port the Klipsch ones. Those speaker cones still look surprisingly good for speakers that are in their late 20s. What TRX4 inner fenders will fit a Corvair Lakewood the standard than narrow? I would say start with the narrow, and you're probably still going to have to cut them down. For a trail truck, would we vote BRX02 or Vanquish VS410 kit? As much as I don't support the VS410 kit, the BRX02 is ultimate sacrifices for vanity. Like, it is not taking performance into any major consideration. So if your trailing is real gentle, you could get away with the BRX02, and people will be blown away by how absolutely foxy it is. But you have to remember, you're basically driving a model. There's a model that you're driving, and it's not going to stand up to abuse. What size? How thick should that? I think it's 3 millimeter. I'm 99% sure it's 3 millimeter sticky back foam. You know what? What I could do is I could grab a sheet of it. I can measure it. It might be 2 millimeter. It is 2 millimeter. It is 2 millimeter sticky back foam. So 3 millimeter will do you even better. Just buy whatever you like. Buy whatever you like. Buy whatever your wallet likes. Buy that. I told you we can find free hosting. You don't have to pay for it even if you don't see it. It's $5 a month, man. It's $5 a month. I spend $30 a month on coffee drinks. $5 a month for a website doesn't bother me at all. Need offset for the VFD transmission, and I think the ability to swap portal and straight would be handy in C1 with leaf strings. Yeah. You got subs in there? Oh yeah. Well, I've got a big 12-inch powered sub under the bench. And then up above me, I have boxes that I built. I don't know if I can get this guy to swing around and see it. Can I see it? Yeah, you can kind of see it a little. So we go to camera 3. So up there they are. You can see those clipped copper cones. I bought those 2 subs back in the late 90s. I want to say like 96, 97. And they've got Nakamichi 3-way crossovers in them. Like I said, they're just built out of marine grade plywood. And I don't know if we can see this guy down here. No, the big sub is buried. And then over at the front of the shop, I have another pair that are built out of guts of some Pioneers that the blind guy had and was using as a stand to level up his bed. And the boxes were just crumbling particle board. So I built new enclosures for them and rehoused them, and they've been cranking away over there. And we are running off of a Fender SPA 3000, and an absolutely vintage Crown D75 from 1986. And everything soldiers along. This is my first car system. Was made on a bunch of stereo speakers from a home entertainment center. My first was a Kenwood house speaker that I bought on a clearance section where it just had a yellow tag on it at a store called The Best. And I threw it in the back of my Ford Festiva, and it was powered by an Iowa amp, AIWA. You got to be a fairly old head to remember Iowa. My father had an Iowa tape deck that was pretty sweet. I remember that. He had a pretty sweet record player too. I always wonder whatever happened to all that stuff. Lost to the sands of time. I'm going with the periwinkle goo on this because, you know, we're not technically supposed to put oil-based greases on plastic gears. This was that grease that's basically the same. This is the grease version of the sauce. Look at that color. It's a kind of flesh tone now. I keep topping it off. No, best was the best. I just keep topping it off with whatever quick detailers I have. So it is a monster. So this grease was made the same way. I just kept putting grease. Look at that. Yeah, look at that webbing. I just kept shoving grease into the old hater sauce container, and it will keep continuing to do that into the future, and we will have made our own grease to never be duplicated. That's a lot of sauce. It's not even enough sauce. I have a pair of Serwin Vega AT12s. Well, my home theater is all Klipsch. Is all Klipsch. Down to 2 800-watt Klipsch powered subwoofers because Costco had them and they were on sale, and I went down there ready to spend $400, and they were like, oh, no, they're $250 each. And I was like, excuse me? And bought 2 of them. So I've got full Dolby Atmos 11.2. Okay, I've got center, front wide, mid, rear, 2 subs. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, 11.2. Hey, thumbs up. 11.2. What's the best source for 5mm bore pinions? When I first read that, I read Pistons, and I was like, what? Robinson. It's still Robinson. You can buy really cheap ones off of... Oh, I didn't even ask. Do you mean 32 pitch or do you mean Mod 1? Either way, the answer is still Robinson. You can get away with the 5mm bore Mod 1s off of Amazon, But the 5mm bore 32 pitch off Amazon are pretty crappy. They're basically only suitable for figuring out your gear ratios. Per Raptor. I like Klipsch a lot. I've got Synergy SLX for my front three, which I bought so many moons ago, and they just keep chugging along. I'm on like my... You know what they really don't make as good anymore unless you spend big money on it? Home theater receivers. Since we moved into this house, and it frightens me now that we've been in this house 18 years now, I'm on my third home theater receiver. It's wild. We would still be on our first TV if I hadn't comparison shopped my brains out and bought a LG OLED, which, man, if you don't want to get too deep into TVs, never buy an LG OLED TV, because then it will ruin all other TVs. I'm remembering a friend who dumped a fortune into a Nakamichi Dragon cassette deck. Yeah. Back in the 2000s, I had a Pioneer Marine system in my Jeep Wrangler. Oh, man. Oblong speakers. Don't get me started on the oblong speakers. My neighbor just spent $3,200 on 2 JBL. Nope. I got rid of my 8.1 system in favor of a great record player with over-the-ear headphones. I listen to headphones at my desk inside like I need it for editing. I listen to headphones most of the time, so I had the wife get me those D770s, Bear Dynamics. Oh my God. And they're running off of a tube amp. They're so good. But out here, I just crank it. The louder, the better. Do you recommend replacing the chassis rails on a Ford Ice Phoenix? If so, Zoku, Brazen, or in my opinion, the Zoku is the best choice for the Phoenix. The Zoku Phoenix is the best version of the Phoenix. If you want to turn it into something else, like if you're planning on doing skid forward, if you're planning on removing the body, if you're keeping the body and you're building a Phoenix, the Zoku Phoenix is the way to go. I would say ultimately, in terms of ultimate performance, I think you will be able to get farther on a Zoku FF, but a Zoku FF is definitely more VRD adjacent and not Phoenix. So if it's a Phoenix, if you're building a Phoenix and you're conscious of building a Phoenix, then it's the Zoku Phoenix kit. And if you don't want to spend the money on carbon, then don't. I don't really think it makes a difference. I prefer my alloy one. Is Zoku a guy or a name for what a guy designs? Zoku is Lilo and Stitch. You know, remember Ohana means family? I only learned this like 2 months ago. Zoku is Japanese for family. So Zoku is a guy who I only found out his name about 2 months ago as well. I've just been calling him Zoku for all this time. But it is a guy. Zoku is... So anything you get Zoku, Zoku is just one guy. Driver 8 and Mr. Spain are both technically correct. Loud music, sound pressure is sound pressure. Driver 8 is absolutely correct. But you can do a lot more damage to yourself with headphones because it won't really occur to you how loud it is, because that sound pressure wave is existing purely between the output of that microscopic driver. They have like 3, 4, 5, 8 millimeter drivers, and then your eardrum. They will be like that far apart. So the waves are just going bap, 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 bap. Yeah. So most of my hearing damage was brought about by headphones, by listening to headphones very loud, because I grew up during the advent of things like the Walkman and the Discman. But the beauty of Mr. Spain The beauty is you buy yourself a set of good monitors, like the Bear Dynamics. What's the one that everybody uses? There's Chores. There's the Audio Technicas. You know, you don't have to turn them up very loud. That's the beauty of it. Like when I'm listening to my Bear Dynamics, my volume is at like, you know, on a Mac when you turn it up, little squares go across. I'm on like 3 squares. Meanwhile, when I'm using some sort of little earbud outside, I have the volume cranked all the way up just to try to drown out the noise of the stuff around me. But, you know, I'm not going to sweat. I'm going to at least make an effort not to sweat into my expensive headphones. Does anybody remember? Oh, never mind. I can see the grease pool. I couldn't remember if this thing was motor plate forward or motor plate backward, but there's a grease pool on the chassis. Is the Zoku guy's name Jeff? It is. That humming in your ear, I've had it since I can remember. Over-the-ear headphones with noise cancellation and no sound actually calms it. Mine is actually not screaming that much right now. Mine is not a hum. Mine is a high-pitched... I guess calling it a whistle would be as close as I can approximate to something that someone else would know. But it is effectively 24/7, 365. It never stops. And, you know, it is the youthful indiscretions. We all pay for them eventually. And I listen to a lot of music, a lot aloud, and didn't... PPE? Ear Pro? What? Running machine tools and power tools and everything else with no ear pro definitely didn't help the condition with my ears. But I can still hear. The surprising thing to me is that I definitely have damage in a certain part of the band because the wife will say something, and I try to tell her, and I know she thinks I'm putting her on. I can't hear her. That band of frequencies, lady voices fall in the band of frequency that we've usually damaged, and I literally can't hear her sometimes at all. And she gives me the look like, I know what you're doing. Like, I can't hear you. But I would say the beauty is I've gotten to an age now where I definitely don't try to cover it up. I will look a barista directly in the face and say, I didn't hear a word you just said. And then they just repeat themselves. Yeah, I mean, it's not, you know, it's not some sort of stigma. We're all going to go deaf. Tinnitus is why I cannot stand have absolute quiet. Swampers, I'm right there with you. Aside from, you know, aside from the copyright striking, there'd be music on right now. Just like at a low level, something in the background. Because otherwise, I can hear, my hearing acuity is still really good as long as it's not in that range. All right, that mid-range, the tinnitus range. So it's my tinnitus filling in the gaps of where it can't hear in the middle of my hearing range. But the 3D printer, the big one, has an internal fan. I can hear it right now. It's kind of annoying. And when I walk out here, I know that I haven't turned the main power switch off because I can hear that fan running. Best aftermarket chassis for base camp. I would say if you're going to do it, Zoku it. Again, we're back at Zoku. It's basically, the base camp one is basically the same geo as the Phoenix. So it works. I have one of each. I have a Zoku base camp and I have just a regular base camp on rails. And they are very different performance profiles between the C channel and the Zoku. I am profoundly deaf in both ears. Been offered bone conduction hearing aids, but don't want to deal with a wire coming out of my head. Can't hear anything but ringing without my aids. I was a fire controlman, and the gun made the gun director ring like a bell. 20 years of a race can on my bikes means my right ear doesn't work great. So David Hiscock is like he's like a violinist. Just deaf in just the one ear. How convenient the wife is at that frequency. Mr. Jake Break, it's that most women's voices fall into this band that is the same as, and this is, I'm not saying anything about ladies, but it's in the same band as like when you shove a piece of metal into a grinder. It kind of makes the same frequency. So you get this real exhaustion. Oh, the ringing's, it's coming back up. It noticed it was a little too quiet. That was a nice little respite, though. I got a couple minutes where it didn't sound like it was absolutely screaming at me, and I will take it. I will take it. I'm trying to look at how many screws I have to remove if I want to change that bearing out for a bushing. I'm just not going to do it right now. I'll wait for, I'll leave a disaster for later. Oh, driver 8 with 5. We still giving away inserts today? Oh, it's good that you should mention that. I got a couple emails, and they were the kind where it goes, I'm interested in those, and that's it. We had agreed, I thought, as a collective, that there's a format where you say, this is so-and-so from the live stream. Here's my address. Here's what I'm interested in. Here's my address. Why is your 3D printer fan on? Because it's all hooked up to one big power strip, and I had used the laser. So when I turned it on, it turned everything on. So the Keedy has some sort of like a computer fan in it because it has like a big color touch screen and stuff on it. So it has a little fan inside the housing that runs if you don't turn the whole master thing off. And when I switched off the laser, I didn't hit the switch on the main power. So, yes, leave the problem for future you. Yes. So I still have one set of greens, one set of blues, and I still have the grunts. So if somebody says, I would like those. Oh, Robert L. I didn't know I was one of those emails. Okay. So, Robert, which one did you want? Did you want the greens, the blues, or the grunts? I have no recollection whatsoever. My inbox typically has 400 to 500 emails in it. My wife knows I can't hear her unless we're in the same room, yet she keeps doing the same thing. Wives are consistent. Consistent across ages, races, dimensions. They are stunningly consistent. So yeah, I can get blue. So he wants blue. Okay. My laser is, I bought my wife got me a snap maker for Christmas, the 3-in-1 that does the 3 different things. Tried 3D printing, wasn't particularly fond of it. Tried the CNC thing, wanted to throw it into a ravine, and put the laser on and was like, oh, it's how I cut out the shock stands. It's how I do stuff like that. It's how I maintain my juvenile nature. I had to sit and wait for it to land on that number. I love the laser. The laser is great. The laser has basically never failed me. Sometimes the shock stands don't quite cut through the cheap Chinese plywood, whatever's coming out of that stuff. I try not to be in the building when that thing is cutting because I don't want it to kill me. So, if Robert will send me an email with an address, I will put a label on this thing right about now. Is that my battery checker? Now expected May 7th. You... Amazon! Scheduled for delivery on May 1st. The delivery on that has now been moved. We're sorry. Your package is running late. We're going to get it there 6 days later. Come on. Come on. I would have ordered something different. My beloved battery checker finally died. It finally died after probably around 20 years. Something must have come loose on the board, like the ribbon cable, because the display, and sometimes you could heat it up with a heat gun and it would work a little bit, and then it finally just finally gave it up. So the only thing I have right now to check batteries with is this piece of crap, the Spectrum Smart Technology V2. I hate it because every time you plug a battery into it, first off, it's on the wrong side. I don't like that. And you're going to go like this. And then you got to go wait through the horizon screens. And now we get to the individual cells. And then it cycles through the cells that it doesn't have. Oh, I hate it so much. SCX10 Pro chassis rails any good? Yeah, they're not bad. They've been knocked off a couple times. And you can get the Endura ones. You can get carbon fiber 10 Pro rails on Amazon. Well, they used to be like $20. I don't know what they are now. Could you cut elaborate chassis parts out of some thin material on a laser and then laminate them together for strength? Yeah, I don't see why not. It won't cut metal. It's not a fiber laser. And fiber laser is going to cost you money. Tell us about your sticker making device, please. What stickers? Like these? Like these stickers? I use a Cricut. I use a Cricut Explore Air. The first one. They're up to like the Explore Air 4 or whatever. It's fine. Their software is ass, to put it politely. It's just constant ads bombarding you. Sign up for the premium. We'll give you other things. But for cutting out the stuff that I cut out, it works great. Like, it never gives me problems. The blades are super, super cheap. The mats are super, super cheap. It really doesn't like Bluetooth. So I run mine off of a USB cable. It's actually physically plugged in. It uses one of those square, it uses one of those square USB. I don't even know what number the USB is. It uses that, like an old-timey printer. But it works great. It sits right next to my computer. I would bring it out here if not for the dust. I know you aren't the hugest fan of Red Cat, but I have 2 Gen 7 chassis skids from set of tracks. The fact that you would try to trade me that for the Losi, I'm probably now going to go on Amazon. I'm going to order 2-part epoxy, and I'm going to cast that comp crawler into a block, like a trophy. Like, it'll just be a solid, like it's in a block of ice, like it's preserved in amber. Because, I mean, I think when you say not a huge fan of Red Cat, I don't think that really sums it up correctly. Looks like they reused the Hobbywing digital ESC program box. They did. We need some sawtooth stickers. Yeah, I can make them. Much of technology from about 10 years ago worked well. Much now are becoming more unable to be backwards compatible. Oh, yeah. Yeah, carbonite. But clear carbonite. Clear carbonite for the comp crawler. Red Cat. Ugh. I have a box of Red Cat shite here that I can send your way if it means I can get a Red Cat out of my house. What? Oh, I'm going to go to work right now. Here we go. I said I was doing this, I meant I was doing this. Hey, Chuck with another one. I mean, a red cat rant is never really that far away. If you stop and you think about it. He said blue, right? That guy said blue? He said blue. I should have weighed these, but I didn't. I should have done a lot of things. Red cat resin cube of shame. So tariffs, who's cutting back on purchases? I'm going to go the opposite. If Sony goes to pull an Xbox move, I'm going to the Costco right now and buying a PS5 Pro. What do you... Hey, I'm new here. What do you think of the Red Cat Ascent? I think it's probably Crawler of the Year. It's probably Crawler of the Year. It's so good. Have you ever seen it kill lines? Have you never seen it kill lines? You should see a Red Cat Ascent absolutely murder a line. Because that's what it does. It just kills them. Like, that line is there minding its own business, right? Like, just basking in the sun. And then a Red Cat Ascent shows up. Murders it. Just murders it. Drives off into the sunset. And there's nothing wrong with the geometry. Like, it's immaculate in its design. 1 pound 6. We're going to go 10 by 10 by 2. 10 by 10 by 2, 1 pound 6. Calculating. Purchasing. This is what they call single tasking, because I'm really kind of stopped paying attention to everything and I'm just printing this label. And then we go like this. Print. It's going to fire it out. It's going to go whoop. That's a fun sound. We pull one of the best things I ever bought for this stupid hobby is definitely turbo label printer. Look at that. I don't want to dox him, so I'm not going to hold his address out in the open. There's 4 on the pile. 4 on the pile heading out. All we got to do is get rid of grunts and the green inserts. James N. has sent an email on the grunts. HB203, ban yourself immediately. James N. sent an email on the grunts. All right. Oh, you got lucky. You got lucky because it's Vancouver Wah. If that was Vancouver Ka, I don't know if I'd be able to help you. Okay. This is the best. This is the best Friday. Guys, I almost read his address out loud. So don't get into my thought cloud and go to his house. I did say Vancouver, but I assume Vancouver Wah is pretty big. Confirm, save, confirm. Grunts. 10 ounces? 10, 8, 2. 0 pounds, 10 ounces. I don't insure none of this, so just be aware. They've been pretty good. Sometimes they get it there pretty late, but they've been fairly consistent. I just got a box from Pop Mart, my Pop Mart directly from China. They hadn't gone up on the tariffs yet. The wife said, you have to, I get these emails or I get texts that are just screen caps. So she texted me a screen cap, and it was just a page on the Pop Mart site. So I had to download the Pop Mart app. I had to register for Pop Mart, and then I had to order the stuff. There's another one. One box remaining. And I'm going to go to the PO immediately after this is done. And this is 1 pound 7. And I'm going to write it on the box so I can put the scale away. Look at us. Do you see how productive we are right now as a group? I should check chat. See how it's gone. Oh, it hasn't moved that far. All right, we're doing it. We're doing all right. Take the red cats and concrete them into the course so you have to drive over them. You know what? I already forgot what this said. 1 pound 6. All right. Red Cat is great engineering stuff. I hear a hint of sarcasm. Did you ever use anything other than the stock foams in your Sedonas? No. I love Red Cat. They make the rest trucks. It's only because I haven't driven the Red Cat Fusion. Stu Nut is right. They addressed all the issues. All of them. They fixed it. It's fixed. No one has ever broken a chassis in half. Is Canada banned from claiming the grunts? Shipping stuff to Canada is insane. It was like $5 to send that box to Vancouver, Washington. To send that box to Vancouver, Canada would legitimately probably be $30. So it's kind of off limits because you'd be paying nearly as much as it would cost to just go buy them, and they're not that good. So my label printer and pirate ship keep me out of the post office. I tried not to go to the post office at all. I feel like I'm in the fake bedroom scene in Labyrinth. It looks like the canyon, but summits up. He's praising Red Cats. The goblins swapped him out. You know, Red Cat, let me tell you about Red Cat for a little while. Oh, I'm falling behind, I note. Jeremy Mitchell's got a jam, not feeling so good. I hear you. Haven't had any tariff issues up here yet. I need the Red Cat hauler. What's the last box you have to mail out? It is the green. It's the Injora, the Class 2 Injora greens. Indeed. Happy Friday, everyone. Psycho Garage dropping a free one. And did I catch up? Will we ever see the deluxe iron rocks on the tire test sheet? Unless someone mails them in, you will not. A gentleman stopped by here to drive, and he had a set of deluxe iron rocks fitted to his vehicle, and I gave them a little spin around. I drove them around a little bit, and the conclusions were indeed foregone. They basically did exactly what I thought they would. I have an imagination. In my imagination, I can imagine a scenario where you would opt for the iron rock over, say, a megalithic. But the number of those situations is extremely small. I would not put the compound on par with J-Concept's green, but what I see it as is kind of my favorite kind of tire. I have no need nor use of the iron rock because my terrain is not suited to them at all. The notion of grinding the side lug off of a tire, it seems criminal to me, like it's a punishable offense. But what they did with that iron rock is in that class, whether it's Wee Rock or whatever it is, I admit I don't follow it that closely. Whatever class they run in, you're not allowed to modify your tires, right? Tire modification is not allowed in that class. So what they did is they pre-modified a tire and then made the tire modified. It's like I say, you know what the thing I want to see the most in tires? I want to see this tire right here. with the lugs cut out. So not that one. Give me a cut lug one. I want to see this tire right here with those lugs removed, and I want the shoulders cut out. These are cut out. I want this tire molded in J-Concepts green and sold just as something that sounds like the Banyan something, right? And then you can run that in a class where you're not allowed to run modded tires, and it would just murder. So I appreciate the Iron Rock for what it is. It is basically a way of getting around rules. But it's not nearly as good on my course as anything green. It is comparable. I would say, you know how we say Proline? All Proline needs is a compound that exists in between G8 and Predator. The problem for Proline is that compound already exists and it's called J-Concepts Green. I would put, what does Delex call it? Gold? Banyan snails. I like that. I like that a lot. I would put the compound that the Iron Rock came in between G8 and green. Better than G8, not quite as good as green. And then with cut side lug, you really have to be in a very specific environment. You got to be just doing slot canyons all day. Thomas Myers wonders what goes into molding tires. You ever watch guys do the thing where they cast things out of aluminum using a sand mold? Well, they started with a sand mold and then they made mold halves for the tire. That's why on every tire, and you can see it on Canyon Trails most specifically, look how there's actually a ridge that runs down the middle of it from the two mold halves. And the mold halves go together and rubber gets injected in. So somewhere there should be a little telltale guy. It probably snips off well. They inject the rubber in and then they pull it apart and the tires pop out. There's really not a lot to it. But the tooling only lasts so long. I wonder how many times Traxxas has had to refresh the molds on Canyon Trails, because they only make the one. Well, they make the RT, but they make the Canyon Trail and the Canyon RT, and that's it. So they're just molding two tires infinitely. Warning: this bag to avoid danger of suffocation. I don't remember getting an RC4 out of a bag before. Another lanyard for the pile of lanyards. Did you read my last comment? Just send them to me if no one else wants them. I already sent you a set. You want 2 sets? Like, did I even mail it? Yeah, I already mailed it. I also like that Radiolink is now printing their manuals on like paper that they found in the 1970s. I need a camera that can show it better. Like, look how yellow that is. Like, nope, that's not helping. It's super yellow. That's not white at all. It's like amber. None of these stupid cameras are showing. You can kind of see at the spine how yellow it is. They're not really showing how yellow it is. It's a very nice manual, though. It's color. I don't think I've ever looked through one of these. I've used so many Radiolinks, I just pull them apart and program them. What number of Radiolink is this one? Who knows? You bought enough Radiolinks that they can afford plastic bags now. Sorka is dumb, but We Rock is like hold my beer. They only allow licensed tires. Yeah. The way Traxxas sues companies, J-Concepts would never try it. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Why aren't carrier bearings shielded? Because I don't know if I've ever seen a flanged bearing sealed. I just don't think it's a thing that's made. I don't think I've seen a flanged rubber shielded bearing. It's not really going to matter unless you're immersing the vehicle. When you buy knockoff stuff, all of the stuff on Xerox, every single bearing on that entire vehicle are all metal shielded. I mean, at least they're not open bearings, but they're definitely not shielded in any way. A metal shield isn't stopping anything from getting in, really. Except, like, full-blown sand nuggets. Do you think Utter Butter is worth the premium price? What is your preferred brand for grease, lubricants, etc.? I don't think that any of the... I mean, if you want to buy the Cow RC stuff, if you want to buy the hobby-specific stuff, don't let me stop you. You can actually go ahead. If you want to buy the Vanquish grease, whatever grease you want to buy, my choices are Stay Lube CV joint grease. You can just, by CRC, you can just see part of the tube over there. If we switch to this so I can reach across the camera, this is my preferred grease. A lot of people like Red and Tacky. This is the grease that I prefer the most. It has the highest amount of here it comes, molybdenum, not molybdenum. For oil, you go with the Liberty oil, 100% synthetic. It's what I use on all bushings and bearings and stuff like that. It's available on Amazon. I believe that they use it for, like, grandfather clocks is apparently what that stuff is originally for. Then get yourself, if you don't already have it, get yourself some Dry Slide Bike Aid at any bike shop. It's just moly in a lightweight carrier. It's that stuff that's now on my fingers. You use that for all hollow balls, shock points, pivot points, all of that stuff, and it's fantastic. And beyond that, I mean, you can get yourself some chain wax, some squirt, or some smooth to use on pinions and spur gears. Quiet things down. You can use it on drive shaft ends for things that are being driven in the water. But, like, I consider this to be expensive. A 4-ounce tube is around $10. So it's almost in that kind of boutique pricing. But a 4-ounce tube of it, I just fill syringes with it like this. And they last for... well, let's put it this way. This is my second tube. It's about half full, and this is my second tube of it. So, and that, consider the work that those tubes of grease have to do. Oh yeah, Avid has a bearing cleaner. Here's the thing. Avid sells a bearing cleaner that you can use to clean bearings, and it is neat. It has, like, you can put the little straw from like the spray thing in there, and it'll blow them clean. But then you remember that Avid sells bearings for $1. So one bearing is $1. How much time do you want to spend to clean $1? Instead, just fill drawers with bearings. And if a bearing feels scratchy at all, just throw it away and put a new bearing in. There's a mix in here. There's Traxxas, Avid. That's why ones that are double metal shielded and have been replaced. There's Avid Revolutions that are rubber on one side and metal shielded on the other. There are Amazon sourced no name that have this, like, nice kind of like forest green seals on them. We're talking about 5x10, 5x11 bearings. The cheapest one you can buy is pretty much good enough. And also, we're driving rock crawlers, so it doesn't really matter. We could pack our bearings completely full of grease, and it wouldn't really have a negative impact. But if you don't pack them full of grease, that's not really going to have a negative impact either. There's just run what you brung, and if something starts to fail, ask a counterfeiter how long they'd like to spend cleaning $1. Yeah, I mean, and if you're ordering, they're like, what are they? It's like winter something. They sell these multi-packs of bearings on Amazon, in a lot of the weird sizes, like when you need to shop for like 5x12s and stuff. They're under $1. You can get a 10-pack of bearings for like $7.99. They're 80 cents a piece. So if the quality is as good or better than 80 cents a piece, then I'm absolutely fine with it. I don't have any problem with it at all. I think I'm going to go... This is decisions. Well, the servo's on that side, so we're gonna put it on this side. Put that right there. Put that right Bearing cleaner, that's hilarious. I put ceramic bearings in my Go Fast stuff. I've had to purchase ceramic bearings like 3 times in my whole life. The ceramic bearing is one of the grandest scams ever perpetuated upon people. And I saw this illustrated no more loudly than in bicycles. Ceramic bottom bracket bearings. Bicycle people, listen to me. If you are pedaling as fast as your legs can go, you might get up to 130, maybe even 140 RPM. This is not an application that needs a ceramic bearing. Period. I put ceramic bearings in Castle motors that can do 100,000 RPM, because typically a steel ball bearing is good up to maybe 50, and they will self-disassemble at a certain RPM. So there are applications. You can get a lot of jockey wheels. So for those who don't ride bicycles, the chain comes across the main cogwheel and it goes to the back, to the cassette of gears. And what enables you to shift through this cassette of gears is a device called a derailleur, and it has 2 jockey wheels on it, which maintain tension on the chain by means of a spring. So these jockey wheels, you can purchase them that have little ceramic bearings in them. A jockey wheel on a derailleur might hit 400 RPM. Maximum. You could put a bushing on there, and it would probably work as well, if not better, than putting a goddamn ceramic bearing in it. Now, I have seen ones that use ceramic bushings, and with that, I am okay, because those will wear very slowly up until you apply some sort of wet lubricant, which most people do, in which case you've just created like a grinder, and it's either going to grind away the pin that goes through the ceramic, or it's going to start grinding away at the ceramic. Buzzwords. Obviously, if it has ceramic on it, it's better, right? That's the takeaway. That's the takeaway that they're hoping that you'll take away. A lot of cheaper jockey wheels do just use bushings, and you'll never know. You'll never know. It's doing 400 RPM. Unless that bushing seizes on to the shaft that goes through it, you'll never know. But we're also talking about the same people. Mountain bike folks aren't as guilty as the roadies. The roadies view upgrades in terms of dollars per gram, and that's, you want to know, hey guys, I just purchased this off of Amazon. It came in this box, just like this. You saw me just open it, and remember when I said it's weird that it came out of a bag? Well, this model has a name and steering trim on it. I'm going to guess somebody returned this. No endpoints. Do we have any channel reversing? No. Subtrims? No. Okay. So if you're going to return something to Amazon, what you need to do is you need to go all the way down to the last setting, down to reset, and then you go yes. And then no one will know that you programmed it to your vehicle that you named Deuce. Because I know. Now, I'm not particularly worried about it. It's going to be just fine. I'm not going through the hassle. Another VR knob for the drawer of VR knobs. Gotta put the thumb wheel on it. Whee! Yeah, the Amazon pre-programmed service. Yeah. And, well, if they used it very lightly, because all of the little peelies are still intact. There's really there's a little bit of scratch. They set it down a couple times. It's got some little bits of scratching on the bottom. And it was programmed, but yeah, they didn't use it much. Definitely didn't use it much. No, none of the, no, and it wasn't, no. It was not cheaper, nothing. There was no indication that it was used other than you can see this label, and then you can see the original label under that label. Yeah, somebody definitely bought it and then returned it. Unboxing a used new radio. Has the postal post passed by that? Box should be there today. I don't think so. I don't think so. We get our mail super late. I have been told by a postal carrier in the past that we're the last house in town to get mail. Because if I look out the open door on the front of the building, I can see the post office. It's right over there. So, you know what? As long as this thing powers up. That's why I didn't throw the box into the other pile of boxes. I'm not... I did it again. I've done this more than once. Amazon does give you a used option. This was not a used option. I paid all of like $56 for that. So... steering is, oh, we got to reverse both while we're at it. We're just, we're just doing the things. So loud. I worry. So I put a 1200 in there, and I am second guessing that thing all the way to the sun. I think I should put an 1800 in. I think it needs an 1800 or a much bigger pinion. Wait, they now come with that wheel on channel 3? No, you must have looked away when I stuck that on there. I've not seen him in the chat today, but a local gentleman 3D designed and 3D printed these for me. He brought me 72 of them, and I am rapidly working through my supply of 72. I've probably got about I probably have less than 20 of them left. 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 1, 5, 2. 6, 2, 7, 6, 8, 5, 9, 8, 5, 9, 3. Yeah, we can probably stick to 75% reverse. At least as long as it's fitted with a 1200. I forgot to ask when you were working on the temporalized, did you ever figure out what body fit the wheel size, since you were talking about it being a transform? Wizard and leaf spring mounts ordered. Man, this guy's going all... Mr. Byers is going all in. Going all in. Stealth X, man. Stealth X. Hey, that's not too bad. We've got to sub-trim that a little. Not too much. Looks like we're not going to have to futz with too much in the way of endpoint either. I got to find a battery tray at some point. Should do. This is the Zool. As many as you've purchased, you'd think they would have made the design change. I've bought a couple. I have a couple. I want to say there's around 50 of them. Well, RC4s and RC6s. And the rest are filled out by either the oddities that only occur once or twice. What tire will be its permanent? I'm hoping these. Just KLRs. I'm hoping the KLRs will do it, but I'm not committed to anything at the time. Listen, Ray. If somebody asks if you're a god, you say yes. Let's see if we can't drag some stuff into the drivetrain. Yeah. 1200 on an 18 tooth pinion is that's not saucing the sauce enough. How much is the Wizard is still 500. What's with those Element high clearance links? They just leave your drive shaft to drag over rocks. Yeah, then you have to. You might be able to see. I dialed these out to try to angle this up a bit more because it still hangs below the trailing arm a little bit. But I need to replace these with a slightly longer link. You know, if I get bored, I might still do that. What was I doing before I answered that question? Oh, pinion. Yeah, we probably need a bigger pinion. Something bigger than an 18. I would like to go up one full increment. And the first one he pulls out of the box is a 19. No. I would like a 24. 23. Let me guess. It's 23 and then just gets bigger. 24. Not only 24, an aluminum 24, which is probably a vintage one. Yeah, the FJ should still be 350 unless they've gone up. Apparently mine got, when I went to order the body parts, the tariff stuff had already started to happen because it was definitely more economical to just order the entire thing from Amazon than to order just the body parts from FMS. This is the I don't want to take anything apart tool. It's pretty good at its job. I should have just slapped a 32 pitch on it. Ooh, hold on. So I'm going to a 24. That's 3.625. What have I got? I don't favor running 48 pitch without a gear cover. I mean, but I will. I definitely will. I am really starting to run shy on 32 pitch associated spurs that aren't all wrecked to death. Oh, I got too much 48 pitch. It's got to stay on 48. We're probably going to run it no gear cover on a 48 just because I have so many 48 pitch gears. I forgot that I bought a couple Kimbros. Did you get the number off the locomotive? crazy how long ago that movie came out. The question is, how big of a pinion can you fit on an X? We're going to find out right now. I'm going to say you can fit about a 24. I don't know if you can go much higher than that. I'm not committed to the 24 yet because I don't know if we can pull it out enough to get a non-bindy mesh. Nope. I think you can run a 23. No, that's locked. That's tight. It would get all loud. Okay, so then what we do is we tighten it down. And then we'll pull that pinion off and just put a 23 on it. Then we should have perfect mesh. Yeah, that's real tight. So, today, against my own wishes, I learned something. The biggest pinion you can fit on a Stealth X with the 87 tooth spur is a 23. Does they mean 2 coupons for the Wizard? Yes, they did when I bought mine. You can use the regular A-Main coupon. Eligible for the 30 off 350 or whatever it is. And then, yeah, it's pretty much perfect. One tooth, all the difference. Let's see if we knock down a little bit of the rar by losing the spur cover. Now we do have to worry about the wires a little more. Look how non-centric that either spur or plastic plates are. This guy'd sneak up and murder you, though. See if I can unplug my own battery. That's a crappy Amazon Pinion, too. I wonder if I have spur plates. I don't think I have slipper plates. I don't have good spur plates either. As I mentioned, and will mention again, I never intended to buy a Zool. It's almost like it followed me home. I wonder if I can get to that. Oh, I can get there this way. That reminds me, I was going to look up that Mia's Gold Rush. I missed that one, apparently. I missed a lot this year because I got the speed bug. Did you price yourself out of the speed bug, or did you get to the speed that you wanted to? I run a 22 on the 1800 and a 22 just fits. 23 is as big as you can go. It's a good mesh on the 23. Yeah, Wizard's still $500. I'm genuinely surprised that it came back at 500. Are the KLRs real OT6? Yeah, these are takeoffs from the Wizard. So yes, indeed, they are the real deal. Such a good snap that was. Yeah. So I'm going to need some lifting gear then. I can run it with some of the money from the... Oh. Is Ed knocking over a post office? Because he said money from the post office. Never fast enough. My current spot is too short. 119 miles an hour. 119 miles an hour is pretty fast. That's pretty fast. I never got into where it was like what's the absolute maximum speed we can achieve. I was like, how fast can I go in 2S, or how fast can I go in 3S? How fast can I go with what I got? Protoform PF8. I mean, nowadays, because that was moons ago. Nowadays, you can buy a Limitless and do 100, you know? Okay, so it was the spur. Because this is the same plastic plates, and it's nice and round. Let's see if we, is that 3? Ooh. How close can we get? Pretty close. Look how good. So those are not silver wheels. Those are black wheels. Because I needed to get that style of wheel when I was building the banana. And I painted those with an airbrush and those Revell water-based paints. Like 3 years ago. They still look great. It is noisy, though. I mean, come on. Just dragging his battery away with him. I am watching the spur a little bit. To make sure we don't put anything into the spur. Nothing goes as fast as Google money. Tell me about it. Paid on the 21st, broke by the 23rd. That's how I roll. I think the element bin has at least one of the... If you were going to buy a new kit today, what would it be? Colton, does that acknowledge that I currently own a Wizard? Because if I didn't, I would buy that. 100%. Now, does that reflect that I already own a Wizard? Jeez. I mean, realistically, what's on the market right now? I don't know if there's a kit out there where I'm thinking, I got to get one of those. Like when they launched the Phoenix kit, amazing, you know, and now it's kind of not what it once was. Now that it's the, whatever they're calling it, Portal Builders kit or whatever. We're going to give you some hop-ups, quote-unquote hop-ups, and by that we mean things that it should have included from the beginning, and we're going to take the body and the wheels and the tires away and all that stuff, and then we're gonna make you feel like you're getting a bargain. If you own nothing, Wizard. If the Wizard is the first, if you've never built a kit, and the Wizard is the first kit that you build, it's going to ruin a lot of things for you, because then you're going to get to experience the typical quality level associated with stuff, and it's not going to be on the level that the Wizard is, where everything is machined. I mean, take that into consideration. Most aftermarket conversions, LCG stuff, there's a lot of 3D printing involved, a lot, because it's economical and it makes sense. And the Wizard has none. It's every single part is machined. I'm still deciding if I want to build a Class 1 or a home-built Class 2 own design rails. Well, what have you got? Like, how many C2s have you got? I would say you should have at least 30 C2s for every Class 1. And this will only be an unpopular opinion for those lunatics amongst you that really love Class 1. I see it as self-flagellation. I get it, right? There's like, we're limiting ourselves. We're like elevating the challenge. I get that. But I guess I think what it might come down to, I'm trying to isolate it. I'm trying to figure out why I am the way I am. And so are all the doctors and scientists. And all I can think it is that I am in a unique position. I don't think that's arguable. because I can build my own terrain. So if I have something that's not difficult enough, I will make something more difficult. The golden crawler ratio, 30 class 2s for every class 1. Yes. Agreed. I'm still trying to work. Oh, hey, thank you, Chuck. I am still trying to figure out a class 1 protocol. Phoenix Straight Axle was the first new in the box crawler back in the heyday that could even ruin expectations, I think, or maybe I'm just a fanboy. I mean, it gave you a lot. It really did. I really want to pre-order a Wizard, but I just spent a bunch of money on the Sprint car and hauler. Do you have PayPal? Do you have PayPal buyer credit? 6 months, no interest. That means that a Wizard will only cost you about $85 a month for 6 months. Does it sound better if it's only $85 a month? It sounds better to me. I think you should get one. For $85 a month, if I was you, I'd get one. I put mine on PayPal buyer credit. So, these bins develop their own kind of ecosystem of odors in them. And the one that's filled with battery straps smells real weird when you open it up. Real weird. Justifications. There you go. I feel... I wasn't speaking about you specifically at all. Perish the thought. I would never to even think such a thing. It's just that I feel like some folks, no one specific, like, I don't know, like they're well, okay, there's a video coming up in a couple days that I think will cover my sentiments. It's funny how well this is all dovetailing together. You have these videos to look forward to where I speak about, I just spent half a Wizard at Jenny's. Yeah, I've done that. Bought the AliExpress 10 Pro clone, and I'm tempted to put a Red Cat Everest body on it just to be a troll. Oh, did somebody say the magic word affiliate link? Because that's what I saw. Wow, if I could type, that would be awesome. Verifying that I'm human? Good luck. Science hasn't managed it. Is the keyboard louder or is the mouse louder? I don't know which the microphone is better at isolating. Wizard. I don't know why paste. You can't hotkey paste into the chat. I can do links again. I just did the both fists. Yatta! I did the guy from Heroes because I can do links again. Feels good, man. As I figure that this thing is going to rock crawl fairly sparingly, and because I bought Bruce those LAHVs, we've got a free 3600. I'm just going to set it up for the 3600, you know? You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, I really should find him some kind of small box to keep his receiver a little more dry. Did somebody just say my name is Neon Lime? Because that is yellow. That is straight up, like, Pantone yellow. Keyboard is louder. That's not surprising, actually. That keychron is I love it. The keys are still normal human size. I would prefer if they were actually physically bigger. Because, you know, banana hands. Yeah, I can finally send... Oh, Hugo wasn't here last week, was he? I logged back in, man. I can see how many people are watching it. 136. It was 138 like 2 seconds ago. I can post links. I can time people out. I feel like I need to time someone out at some point because I've still never done it. Somebody needs a timeout. Let's go around like that. This is just mindless work, is what this is. It needs to get done. Hiro Nakamura. Yatta! Only one it was that Nissan Versa. I don't care if it was product placement. I don't want to buy a Nissan Versa, but I can still hear Hiro Nakamura saying Nissan Versa. Didn't he see it in a dream that they were driving a Nissan Versa? What do I look like? That's a good question. That's an excellent question. I think a fun exercise that would be extremely morally demoralizing would be to have my wife try to describe what I look like. Part of me wants to hear it, and part of me never wants to hear it. You can time me out. I'm eating now. Yeah, the guy that wants to give you a red cat for a comb crawler. Yeah. Do you think you could build a crawler blindfolded? Yes, but it would be so bloody. It would be so bloody. I would stab myself repeatedly with tools. Oh, didn't know you had an affiliate link? Oh, if you, here's the problem. I say things on the Discord assuming that everybody's on it. And I say things in the live stream assuming everyone's on it. If you ever need an affiliate link, Horizon, Tower, A-Main, Amazon, any of that, AliExpress, let me know. I will generate you a code. I will send it to you. It doesn't cost any of us anything. And I get a little bit of a scraping. I scrape a pittance. And scraping the pittances is what enables me to do things like buy Azul when I had no intention of buying Azul. Look how orderly I'm being with the wires here. It's actually pretty good for me. I do not like how the balance plug and the wires come out at opposite ends of the battery. I like them when they come out together, but it's not a that's fairly tidy. It's fairly tidy. It's not killing me. I'm all right with it. Oh, radio's still on. Of course it is. I think 23 ought to do it. Oh, link to an anvil body? You and me both, pal. They're going to be out of stock forever. Unless they didn't notify me when they got one. No, they're still on back order. I've been on notify me on back order. Let me see. View my notifications. How long ago did I tell them? March 2nd. March 2nd was the day I added tell me notify me when in stock on the anvil. What is the coupon code for A-Main? Did I close my email? No, I didn't. I know I got an email from him this morning. Nope, not that one. New month, new coupons. May 3025. I've got an big good looking fellow has an untouched anvil body. I look like Tom Selleck? Yeesh. I mean, I wish, right? Like that's a dude. That's a dude's dude. Even in his advanced age now. Sites are saying next order June for the body. Good grief. No, Luffy. I mean, if you're going to use an A-Main coupon code, you're going to want to use the big one if you're buying a wizard. Another 5. Feeding the Sawtooth. Okay, Sloth, Squatch, CV Dub. I've seen both of those before. I haven't seen Jeep Dave before. I haven't seen Ponza before. I've been on back order on A-Main since January. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I should set up a... Yeah, Ed doing it. Ed is working his way towards being the only... one of the only green names on there. I mean, one of the only gray names on there. Whoa. Can this bribe you into some more HC6 building? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, May 9th, we're building the HC6 again. So now you know. Now you know what we're doing next week. It's about as slow as I can get right there. I'd like to get slower. It's got some weird, it's got a weird clackiness to it. It's so stupid plastic. So that's where all that clacky noise comes from. That's dumb. I hate those little molded plastic things. It's pretty centric, but it must just not be... It's not holding it down tight enough, I guess. I think I'm complaining too much. I think it's going to be fine. And I think I am going to run it on that springing. Let's see how that springing does. So this means, okay, you know what this means? I'll tell you exactly what this means. I walk over to the board, and we write in here in the middle, paint HC6 parts. And instead of dashes, I put stars next to it. So you can buy favor around here. And then he throws down 5. Jay or Silent Bob. Oh, I almost missed it. Can I not become a member on an iPhone? I know it's difficult. I'm building some... Oh, I saw some photos of Team Revolt's premium titanium AliExpress shocks with the E-clips that cover the whole, all the holes in the pistons. For the Sawtooth. So, I make affiliate links to AliExpress all the time. I can generate them immediately, but I'm not 100% sure if AliExpress carts work the way everyone else's cart works. I don't know if you click through a link and then buy a bunch of stuff, you get credit for it, or I don't know if you get credit only for if somebody buys the thing that's linked. So if there's something that you're looking to buy or you have something as saved in your cart, I can generate a link for it. But I've never seen a dime from AliExpress, and I've been making links for them for several months now. So maybe people haven't used them? I genuinely don't know. I don't expect anything of it. I didn't know. It was RC Family that pointed out to me that AliExpress did affiliate links. I didn't even know they did the links, so I never looked. And, I mean, I can do this versus that. I can put baseline up against the old Zool here. I fear the conclusion might be foregone as we have, we have the drawbacks of trailing link and whatnot. Oh, right at the nozzle. Well, there you go. We got the OMG servo horn there. A little caster flip action. Try not to run over the keyboard. I mean, props to, I don't know how long an iPhone 8 came out. Like, it's been a minute. Props on the absolute macro on the focus. Good work, guys. I haven't even set endpoints. I love a Stealth X for a reason, man. By the way, warning, Mr. C, before you start working on the AC6, open the box and let it breathe. No idea why, but the tire smell can gag a maggot. I've never even opened the tires, I don't think, and it's got a 6-pack of grunts to go on it, so we're never even going to run it on the factory tires. It's going to go straight on the grunts. Which, not the highest performance tire that you've ever seen, but it's an HC6, so I don't think we're asking for a whole lot. I wonder if I want to see if I can get this KLR just right down the nozzle. Okay, so that's about 1 inch. Right. Okay, that's where we can get a tight focus. That's legit. That's got to be 45 millimeters, 45 millimeters away. Greg is still running the iPhone 8. Isn't there a whole bunch of OS stuff that doesn't work with the 8? It's quick on the focus, too. Technology, man. Some of it really doesn't make our life better. Yes, can you tell that it's vented? I think I put 4 holes in these. Yeah, there you go. It's good times. I'm glad I bought a Zool that I didn't need. Good, because they suck anyway. Yeah, the grunt is not remarkably good. Oh, you mean the stock ones suck? Yeah, if the grunt is an improvement. Did you say iPhone 4? There's no way you're using an iPhone 4. There's no way. That's got to be 15 years old. I mean, I'm on an 11, and I feel... Yeah, I'm on an 11. I feel... 13? I don't even remember what I have. I don't even remember what I got. It's an 11 or a 13. So, I made it go. I saw those wheels sitting in the drawer. They were originally on element axles, so I was like, I'll throw those on there. Took the spacers off. Front end feels pretty good. Element shocks, man. if only Element would sell a proper factory team kit again. Well, no, let me rewind that. Just bring back Builder's Kit 2. Just bring back Builder's Kit 2. We'll even allow you to change the ring and pinion. And fine. Builder's Kit 2.2 with new ring and pinion with the non-exploding pinion gears. That'd be great. Only way I buy a new iPhone is after catastrophic damage. The newest iPhone is over $2,000. Yep. The guy at the Apple store said, if you still get good battery life and you don't have any problems with your phone, like mechanically, I don't see any need to replace it. And I was like, what? It's not. They also told me not to upgrade my watch. He said, as long as it's got good battery life and you're happy with it, I wouldn't replace it. I almost caved and bought a Zool, and then I remembered I have a Zoku VRD. But the Zool is a whole different thing. You gotta embrace it. Like, it's probably gonna go in the trail fleet. It's almost certainly gonna go in the trail fleet. And I'm gonna have to reconfigure some of the garages, because I kind of want to have all of the trail guys all parked together, the trail garage. That way they can get it all dirty over there, which they do. I have a scratch and dent element on trailing arms. I immediately threw that body in a bin. Then bought the Forerunner element body set now. I have a trailing arm Forerunner. Oh. You shouldn't throw the body in the bin. I mean, somebody would take that body. Yeah, good changes in phones happen about every 4 to 6 years. Otherwise, just keep good battery health. Yeah, that seems to be how it is. I think I'm on a 13, actually. So, 16's coming out? So I'm already 3 cycles. So when they get to like iPhone 17, 18, it'll probably be time for me to give in and buy a new one. I haven't taken any of these apart. If there'd be one I would have taken apart. Rustle. The thing I don't know is, I don't know if I have all the parts. I'm going to find out right now. Hey! RC family. Gave one to Chuck. Not that Chuck, a different Chuck. Oh, there they go. Conspicuous. That part. So this isn't, I'm not blindfolded, but I'm just going off of memory. The new iPhone is just $50 a month for 250 months. Well, the thing is, the people that are opting to get into that kind of a contract are apparently diminishing. Because every month I'm getting this like, we'll give you a phone absolutely free. Just please add a line. Please buy something. And I hate cell phone carriers more than I hate the phones themselves. It's ludicrous. What I pay a month for cell phone service, and they know you can't just be like, well, I guess I'm just not going to have a cell phone anymore, because what are you going to do? What are your options? Ooh. In one fell swoop. I know I'm missing something. There's a piece in the front. It's like a brace. Oh, the whole grill. The whole grill. I know I have it. I've seen it. I have so many inner fenders, thanks to Jenny's. Okay, got a couple of the cut off guys. Yeah, because there's the inner. There's the outer. I have seen that grill. I know I have. I don't see it in here, though. That's gonna be a bit of a problem. Worst case scenario, just dump all the stuff into the body. So you put one of the highest rated 1.9 tires the Pinion is trusted and put them on a trail truck. Yeah. Yeah. Are the salespeople trying to use reverse psychology? No, I think he literally he was like, we know we've got you. We pay $130 a month for 3 phones and 60 gigabyte of data. We pay $300, just over $300 a month, 4 phones, 2 watches, and we are grandfathered, which is why they're so hungry to get us to buy in, because we're grandfathered in and we're unlimited everything. I knew I saw it. That's not all of it, though. There's the headlight. There's the ones that go around the headlights, too. Because that's just... When I was searching for something in the rafters, I found this. Okay. This is what eventually became Jolly Green. I don't know if you, Mr. Crawling Addict, can throw around phone slaves out here. None of this would be happening if not for the services that we have to bear. It all kind of goes hand in hand. I don't like it. And every time I walk through the Costco, they're like, who's your cell phone carrier? And I'm like, well, it doesn't matter. They all suck. And most of the time I think they think I'm kidding. But I'm not kidding. I saw this gather. Well, I'm not really working on anything. I saw this gathering dust up in the rafters, and I thought, I wonder if I can put that body back together. If I put it back together, maybe I can slap it. Maybe I can build something and slap it on it. Yeah, 180 for 4 phones unlimited. I wish. I'm going to guess that y'all ain't in California. I did buy a new receiver box. My folks still have their landline's number from 1978. Even my in-laws gave up their landline finally. Long time coming. I'm digging the other trucks. It's been. RC Crawling Addicts still got a landline. I would not. We finally gave up our landline once our kids were out of the one school, and the only calls we were getting on that phone were like updates and notifications from the school. And once that was gone, there was really no point. That and, spam. Okay. I fear that the princess is in another castle. And somewhere I've got, well, I mean, it's not a deal breaker. If I can't find these light buckets and I'm trying to remember, I know I've seen them somewhere. My father uses the landline number from when he was a kid for his cell phone number. Wow. I can just make I can cut some little plastic panels to delete those headlights out. Whoever thought we would actually pay that much for electronic leashes, right? Right? Here we are. I don't like it. I don't want to have a cell phone. But then what else am I going to look at Instagram and play mobile games on? I gotta have a mobile phone to play mobile games. It's part of it, you know? I use my phone as an actual phone like 3% of the time. Right now my internet is wireless and just okay. I maybe can make some for you. Yeah, they are probably here. Maybe. $120 a month for unlimited internet alone. Okay, so New Zealand is not getting the Europe treatment then. You don't get the you don't have gigabit up, gigabit down for $10, which I have to hear from wasn't there a guy from Finland in here? Like Finland, Denmark, all those places up in Scandinavia, they get like $10 internet. I leave my cell phone at home sometimes. I turn it off and just leave the house. It's bliss without it. I wish. I wish I could. But, no, do I? That's the thing that we say. But do I really wish that I could? Not really. I ignore phone calls all the time. And I doubled up my electronic leash, where if I leave my phone at home, then how am I going to play Pandora in the car? Well, I could hook it up to my watch, which can make phone calls, so I haven't really left my phone at home. Jenny's probably, I don't think Jenny's takes the bodies apart, but now I'm going to look. See what you've done? Yeah, I think they just sell the bodies complete. I don't think they take the stuff off the bodies. Also, I don't even know if you can buy... I don't know if you can buy this stuff. Because the fenders on the old Defenders... they mount to the body. And the fenders on the new Defenders do not mount to the body. Yeah, there's a big brace. Kind of like this brace that goes in the back. There's a big brace that goes across in the front. I'm missing that part too. Well, not missing it. I just haven't found it yet. I have to assume it's here somewhere. You can maybe make some of those as well. I have the feeling that MKRC builds can make most any of this stuff. The first thing I do when I get home is turn the work phone off. Well, I mean, if I wanted to stop lying to myself, if I wanted to stop gaslighting myself into the idea that I don't work, my work phone is never off. Because I would say, and I don't mind doing it, it's not like I don't feel some kind of obligation, but I would say, not counting this stuff, I would say I spend probably 2 hours a day monitoring and updating the various social medias, and I still miss stuff. There was a couple message requests on Instagram that I missed for like 3 or 4 days. When my phone rings from an actual person I want to talk to is an incredibly rare event, 100%. And then you have the other rarity where it's a call from somebody that you would like to get the call from, like somebody coming to your house to service something, or a call from a doctor or a hospital, automatically sent to voicemail every time. So I have most of it. Ish. Most of it ish. Oh, there's like little inner bits. Yeah. Oh, I saw those in one of the boxes. Yeah, there's the little plates that go inside the little exo cage. I gotta find those too. Yeah, I have about half. I have about half when I need to do this. Does anyone know how to target someone for membership? It's completely random. which makes no sense at all. We should be able to pay for a membership for whoever we want, whenever we want. But even if I were to do it, I can't target where it goes. And if I were to buy it, and you know, if you put undue additional thought into it, if I were to buy a membership for somebody, it's weird, right? Is that weird? That's weird. If everyone in the chat sends me $5, I can order a wizard. I will send you an email as I have the Defender lenses. Ah. Ordering food at a restaurant while watching the live like a psychopath. Nice. I just made window nets for my Defender. Would you like a set for that one? I have, I went through the ridiculous, meticulous practice of screwing on those mesh covers, all 5 of them. Unless you mean for the front windows, in which case, sure. Look how pristine on the inside. I figure, you know, body's a body. Get it put back together. Now, I do have to go through scale stuff. More scale stuff. And if there was a third bin, would you guess that it was even more scale stuff? Because it is. There might be some bits to that body in one of these bins. I doubt it. But I'm the buffoon that took the body apart in the first place, so really no one to blame but myself. Yeah, it's that front brace piece. Hopefully, oh, wait, hold on. I don't even know what that's from. There it is. Ha ha! One piece closer. Okay. This is, of course, oh, look, some more TRX6 fenders. Yay. This is, of course, going to make me dig to the bottom of this one because we found one piece. Hold on, hold on. This used to be on the roof. I had the magnetic body mount, so you didn't have to unplug the lights. This used to be on the Defender. Okay. There's the inner of one eyeball. We're getting somewhere. There's an inner taillight guy. Taillight lens. It's the little screw down guy. Okay, outer headlight. Outer headlight. Other inner. Other taillight. We're finding it. Oh, hold on. Headlight plastic, rear taillight piece. It's going to do the thing, isn't it? We're going to get like, yeah, one piece closer, 2 pieces shy. He got me before I even got to finish the thought, which is we're going to find like everything except like the other one of these. So he's just going to have one eye out. Surfboard. Whoa, hold on. Oh, this is one of Ironside's fenders, I think. All right, now all I'm missing are all the little guys like this. These are the guys that go on the inside of the cage. Oh, the rear view mirrors. I have not seen... I have not seen those at all. We're close enough. I mean, if I just have to throw some washers on the inside of the body to hold the exo cage on, that's fine by me. We're not trying to rebirth there. These guys, there's a whole bunch of these little guys, which are the wiring routing guys. Name it Keith because it's missing an eye. There are so many little bits and pieces in here that I really have no idea what they go to. That's definitely an old pan car chassis. No, the mirrors. Traxxas makes the indestructible mirrors. I just have no idea where I would have put them. It's another fender. Oh, that one, that's definitely one of Ironside's ones because it's got a bunch of the pieces ripped out. Might end up just defendering this one. Defender from the very beginning. Save myself the headache. Okay, only one of the inner clips in this box. This is hours of time that I'm going to end up spending doing this. But when you get to the end of it, there's at least a small potential. Winky. There's a small potential for a feeling of accomplishment. Like you feel like you've done something. I'm not saying that that's guaranteed, but it's possible. It's possible. One headlight out is a scale feature. Another bin down. There are several more of the large bins that could have. How wide are those Defender flares? Pretty wide. Pick a ruler. Almost an inch. Is that like 23 millimeters? If you mean wide, like that way, about 23 millimeters. And these would be super durable, if not for the fact that they only put a screw in every other thing. If there was a screw in every spot, these would never tear off the vehicle. But they all eventually tear off of the vehicle. So, I don't need both of these. We disassembled that. Because I want to say... Oh, we can't... Oh... Did I only find one? Oh, I gotta find like 4 of those. Yeesh. Yeah, we're not all the way there on this one for sure. Ooh, googly eyes would be great. Some googly eyes right in there would be great. Can't remember what the order of operations is on this. I think it goes these two in. RF. Yeah. That goes like that. That goes like that. I haven't put one of these together in a hot minute. Not since I built Gate Rover the first time. LF. RF. No, that's not right. It's fun that they dumb it down enough that I can almost figure it out. Everything says RF and LF on it. It's the only way I'm going to get this done. Help me out again. For anti-squat, do I want big link separation on the rear axle, on the skid, or both? The link separation at the axle is to accommodate the size of the tire that you have. There's a ratio of how much separation you want based on the height of your tire. It's like 20% of the height of the tire, something like that. 25% of the height of the tire. The link separation at the chassis is how you basically move your moment center around. So you generally want more link separation at the axle, at the chassis, than you have at the axle, generally. But as with many other things, the geometries all interplay with one another. So you can't just say, oh, well, you want this many millimeters of separation, because that's not how it is. Some have more, some have less, but in general, if you're running a class 2 tire, you're almost certainly going to have more separation at the chassis, or want more separation at the chassis than you have at the axle. Now, I feel like there's something that goes on the back of that. Oh, I remember now. It's little hats. It's 3 little hats that go over that. Okay, I can manage that. I might be able to find them. We dig through the plastic spacers, see if any made it into that. They are probably in the. I have like 3 more of those big bins that I need to go through. I get the feeling that they're inside those big bins. But I found the brace to attach the rears together and the brace to attach the fronts together. So that is definitely a step in the right direction. Yes. Listen here, see? Yeah, a big part of why the Defender is so heavy is because everything is attached to the body. So, I mean, that's just for the front fenders. So that all attaches like that, and then the flares attach to the outsides of that. We'll just throw both of these in here. And then the interior portion. And then we've got all the rubas. Got those rears. So I just need the skinny top pieces. I need the hats. And I need like 7 or 8 more of those little angly do-jobbers. And we've got, it looks like, all the pieces for the taillights. It looks like all the pieces for the taillights. And then we're over it. So we just throw the relevant pieces in that, and then we're going to try to avoid... Oh, it's a switch. I could turn the lights on and off. Because I bought this real early on, so I went Traxxas lighting kit and the whole thing. Would not do that again, but I did it once. And you have to do it once to really be able to offer up the would not do that again. Yeah, I am not missing. I genuinely thought I'd be missing more pieces. That's not bad at all. Mr. Spain, in a 1-1 car, you would almost never want your rear 4-link separation to be greater at the chassis than it is at the axle, because it is going to lend to some handling behaviors that may not be conducive to your health. But we're not driving 1-1 cars, and we're also going very, very slow, and we're climbing at grades that are impossible, that could not be replicated by a full-size vehicle, because our power-to-weight ratio is otherworldly, and our vehicles basically are flyweights. Because, even if you do that, what is it, the cube rule, square, inverse cube, whatever it is, if you took this thing and you blew it up to 1-1 scale, so now it's big enough for people to get in it, it would weigh like 1,800 pounds and make 1,000 horsepower. So it can do It can do impossible things. So we don't, and we also run. We can get away with running semi-pneumatic tires. So I shouldn't trust my father's experience and advice for toy cars. There's a lot of it that translates, and there's a lot of it that doesn't. And because we never go fast, setting up the suspension is a whole, yeah, and the tires would come up to your chest. Yeah, this would be a, so let's say that this is 10th scale, like it claims. So this would be a 45-inch tire. So from the ground, that tire would go to right here from the ground. And this is a 3-foot high bench. So this is a small one. I mean, that tire would go up to your neck. So a Stealth X, 2456 and 33 tooth rings. Okay, wait. So a Stealth X, the 2456 and I'm 33. So what axles? What? So not element axles. Yeah. As Robert Simpson points out, if they were true scale, they would weigh over 400 pounds. Yeah. Not 5. Because it doesn't have to obey all those laws. Yeah, my workbench is generally not as organized as it is right now. But like I say, I go through a nesting process every Friday morning, and it gets pretty clean. It doesn't stay super clean. If there's and it came from the workbench going on or something like that, it gets real messy in here, real messy. Because right over here where I am on the other side of the wall, is where all the tools live, and it's just a mess. It's a mess all the time. It's as clean as it gets right now. You know, I vacuum up all the metal shavings, but no one would ever confuse it with clean. Oh, might cross into 5th scales. This is a 10th scale house. We do 10th scale here. I wonder what this looks like on camera. Oh, you can't really see it. Oh, that's neat. So, my wife has, they have what they're called AAs, administrative assistants, where she works. And these are all, mind you, women in their 30s. So these are women born in the 1990s. Take that as you will. And they have developed a recent obsession with, it was someone in the chat that told me that this gentleman that's inside here is a Labubu. I didn't know that. They've developed an obsession with Labubu now. Mind you, women in their 30s. And they will believe anything about Labubu that they find on the internet. And there was one that said that if you shine a UV light on their foot, that there's like a secret thing that reveals itself. It's patently untrue. It's patently untrue. But it did get me to buy this UVD, this UV dark beam, which is bright enough that it gives you a headache. The radiator retainers, if I can't find them, I can make them immediately. Those will be super easy to make. I can make those in a matter of minutes. So that I'm not too worried about. See, what I was thinking, here's what I was kind of thinking. rolling it back again, doing the same, everything old is new again. Because if you'll notice, the wheelbase on this is the wheelbase of this. That was what popped it into my head. Because what better out on the trails than some Defenders? And the wife said, she told me last week, she was like, if you want me to drive something different, we'll drive something different next week. And I was like, what? So we might have a just little cups that sit over pegs. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. We might have a, like, wouldn't an all Defender week would be cool? You know, we've got Gate Rover over there, and we could do a Gate Zooler or a Zool Rover or whatever. What's a Labubu? Okay, so you get these guys. They're called the Monsters. There's this store called Pop Mart. Anyway, I don't want to go too far into it, but it has these little guys that apparently are like Norwegian forest elves or something. Anyway, I don't know what they're supposed to be. They're these little guys. They're these little monsters, right? So they also have these little monsters in like little stuffed guys and big stuffed guys. That's what they're into, the little stuffed guy ones. And like I got one of them at South Coast Plaza. I have two of them. These are a limited run that are called like the Cow Yokoyama, that are like they reminded me of Robotech. So I was like, those are cool. So I got myself a couple. And now she works with these 30-year-olds, which, as she self-described as they might as well be teenagers. She's like, they're like obsessed with them. And they're out of stock everywhere because now there's this Labubu craze. UV light finds little drip boo-boos. There's definitely nothing out here. Ooh, let's see. Wait, acclimate. Oh, that's weird. Look how glowy that thing is. Yeah! Ooh, that guy kind of fluoresces a little. Ooh, look at his hair. This is fun. I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I'm a keeper of tchotchkes. The robots are a series of models called Maschinenkrieger. Ears perk up. What you know about Robotech? You missed out on a live stream many, many moons ago where I brought down the box where I've got a Veritech. I've got one of the tanks. I've got a couple Invid shock troopers. I've got a number of Robotech things. Robotech was my first introduction to anything remotely anime, back before anime was becoming like a cool thing. And part of the reason why I lack the patience to sit through like Naruto and even One Piece. I'm really enjoying the One Piece on Netflix. I don't have time to sit down and watch 1,200 episodes of anything. Shut the front door, he says. The closest I have to a Voltron is I've got a Dynagary or a Dynaman, and he's missing a fist. If I knew where the other fist was, I would have probably sold that Dynaman long ago. I found a spare complete Defender radiator with cups fitted if wanted with full light pieces. I mean, I would say, yeah, I'll take it, but like if you're willing to ship that thing across the Atlantic Ocean, don't tell anybody that I made you do it. FMA, yeah. Right over there. Roy Mustang is the Funko Pop that I'm trying to find because Roy Mustang is my favorite FMA character. FMA is one of the wife's favorites. She likes Full Metal Alchemist. And I've watched a little bit of it. Is this thing sagging? Or wait, what's going on? There we go. Oh, RC family. Oh, editing, dadding, off to bed. have a good one, my man. If One Piece is too long, search for One Piece. It's a shorter version. Some people removed all the useless episodes and stuff. Oh. My son just got me a Gundam model the other day, and I got the story with him, too. Oh, nice. I'm a mech warrior, so Robotech is a dirty word. Harmony Gold is amazing. There's a channel on this very platform where you are right now. They used to be called Toy Galaxy, and now they're called Secret Galaxy. I know I've talked about it before. Anything that you loved from 70s, 80s, 90s, look it up, and Secret Galaxy has a video on it. And when they talk about Robotech, about Harmony Gold's import of what Robotech was, how it was 3 completely separate animes, and they just smashed them all together, right? So you have the Veritech one with the Zentradi, you've got the Rick Hunter arc, and then you have the next arc where it was Scott Bernard and the motorcycles that turned into body armor, and then you later have the one with the tanks that turned into robots. None of those stories were related in any way, but when they dubbed new vocal over them and rearranged them, they made a 3-part series out of it that never existed. So Robotech is unique in that it exists only as that. Those series were not affiliated in any way. And I thought, honestly, that's kind of brilliant. It's very Japanese. It's very reusing everything until we've used everything. I have a set of shocks that when installed on my rig won't sag, but also won't rise. You can cycle them fine by hand, and the rig articulates well while driving. Is the shock oil too thick? That does sound like overdamped. Y'all are a bunch of nerds, as I'm swapping Nintendo Switch Joy-Con cases and just pre-ordered the Wizard. One of us. One of us. Yes, Robotech was the Jets in the first part of it. Yeah, with Rick Hunter and those guys. Super Monkey Team Hyperforce Go. I have to do something, BRB. That's cryptic. That's awfully cryptic. I didn't anticipate getting this thing put together this fast. Like, I thought I would tinker on it more, but I definitely didn't. I don't even have anything sitting on the bench to mess with. I came, you know what? I'm going to get my chair and I'm going to sit down. Take that. I've been standing for 3 hours, so I'm going to sit down for oh, it's nice. You know what I have? I have like 8 sets of bead locks that need to be taken apart. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. That's future me's problem. Future me can deal with that in the future. I don't want to do it. Oh my God. Show of hands. Did you ever have mask toys? Oh my God, yes. I had the helicopter. I had he had like, it was like an IROC, and then the doors swooped up. Yeah. Mask, Silverhawks. Not really He-Man. Big on the G.I. Joe. Oh, can I recap the Zool upgrades? Man, you made me get up, but yes, I absolutely can. So basically, we did the very basic basics. In terms of what we added to it, we of course purged the electronics. The radio is on the way to Miata Commuter, because Miata Commuter likes XP130s, and somehow my brain remembered that. So actually, it's sitting over there at the end on the end of the bench, ready to go. This is the servo on axle bracket from the SE. So this is just element part. It just 4 screws. It goes right on. We did caster flip, and I've forgotten to edit it. I shot a video of it, and I forgot to edit it. So 4 linked in the front. I cover that in the video that I have forgotten to edit. Then I replaced this slider piece because they have one that's too short. As it is, these are both too short. I don't like that much exposed. Other than that, dialed out the preload, put in the fusion, put in the 12%. I did that earlier because it comes in the box. The only thing you need to source, and I don't know why they don't just do it themselves, is the second link to go 4-link in the front. Is SOA required for the caster flip? It's not required, but because of the rotation, you'll have to space your... I cover this in the video that now I need to edit after I go inside. What happens is, because the knuckle throws so much, the knuckle will hit the panhard bar before you run out of steer angle. Because, like, it definitely increases the steer angle. You'll get the clean, polished spot on all the drive shafts from the tire going into the drive shaft. And then, of course, we changed wheels and tires and inserts. It's Canyon Custom softs all the way around in the KLRs. And somebody said, how dare you take like one of the highest scored tires? And I mean, yeah, I get it on the one hand, but on the other hand, we have 2 sets of them now. And I do not think, and I will stand by this, I do not think that this tire is particularly well suited to the Wizard. I don't think the Wizard produces enough ground force. I don't think the PSI is high enough on the tire for them to work on the Wizard, because Madam Mim really came to life on megalithics. And it didn't have to be megalithics. I could have put those Upgrade RC rock claws on it, or put the razor wires on it, or put some pins on it, or some tusks. This tire falls into that category of tires that they perform to their best capability on a very specific combination of circumstances. Well, okay, I wouldn't use these on a trail rig if they were red, but these are gold. So the gold is closer to the trail spec compounds. Think of this more like KLR G8. Think of it that way. So we have the set for Wizard 2, which, I mean, and also ribbed and belted. If we're ribbed and belted, I can run this. So, oh yes, what's the tire for the Wizard? I would say megalithics. I would just go straight to megalithics. And you can get them very easily now. The megalithic is not nearly as difficult to get a hold of as it used to be. I bought the megalithics because when I had the idea of cabs, I ordered 3 sets of megalithics, because I had initially thought we'll just swap tires around and everybody will run on megalithics. But then when I had the idea to do the wheels, I was like, well, now we can't swap tires around, because many of these rigs are on the tires that are their tires. A lot of those tires are the very specific, like that rig and that tire are like this. Like they work together. So with the Wizard, not knowing what was going to work, I was like, well, we haven't found something that megalithics don't work on, so we're going to go with megalithics. I said, don't put them on a trail rig because of the extra wear. Rock crawling will wear a tire far, far faster than trailing will. For anyone that missed it, I showed a close-up of... Oh, it was because it wasn't in a video. It wasn't in a video. I put it on the Discord. Okay. I'm gonna abuse technology. Okay. We're gonna screen share again. All right. Now, this is a perfect illustration because this is zoomed in real far. That is, as you can see him being worked on while he's lying on his side there, that is one of Bruce's Trepidors, his G8 Treps. Look at the leading edge of that tire. Look, I don't know if you can see this where I wiggle the arrow. Look at that edge along these right here. That tire conservatively has 14, 15 miles on it. That tire, if you clean that tire off, put it in the tire bucket and clean it off, that tire would look like it just came out of the package. Have you ever tried using a combo of tires, like a set that you know has a lot of forward drive in the rear and a set that has a great positionability in the front? Yes. Yes, I have. There were a number of rigs here that ran split tires. Colonel Mustard ran hunks in the front and holds in the rear for a good while. I think he's all on one tire now. I don't even know. No, I take it back. He not only ran it for a good while, he's still running it now. So Colonel Mustard is still hunks and holds. Yeah. And I've the thing of it is, as close as I get to that is probably guys like, wow, you want to see the opposite of those. Can you show an example of tire feathering? Look at that. Oh, it's not bright enough. Two. So there is a fully feathered, like we are into peak traction right there. This is what happens after you run green out at the 12 grit rocks out at Horseman's. Look at those. That is, well, okay. This is feathered. This is feathered. Let me show you fully feathered. The first set of canyon trails that I ever got. Look at these. There isn't a sharp edge on any lug on this tire. Good old Baseline's canyon trails have definitely seen some stuff. That's probably about the absolute peak of traction that you're going to get out of a canyon trail. You start getting a little bit more than this, and they start getting worn off to the point where traction's going to start to fall off a little bit. They're at maximum feather, but I have brand new sets ready to go. So Craig Simon's tusks are at maximum traction right now. That's as much traction as you're going to get out of them. And then they're going to start to kind of fall off. But I've never worn a tusk beyond what those tusks are worn on him. So I don't know at what point they fall off. You should do a test run on the S3 and Jura King Trekkers with Bruce. You hated them on rocks, but to look at but the problem is they're too short. The Trepidors are 5-inch, and Bruce is huge. Now, I could try them on like something like this out on the trails. Not to be fully off topic, but can I see the body mount situation on the Ecto body? I'm about to put one on a VRD chassis. So they run their fronts, the Ecto and the Zool mount exactly the same. The front is part of the tower, and then the rear is the unique one in that it's the actual bumper delete that has the posts on it, and they just mount from screws through the bottom. And there's little hex-shaped recesses to stop them from rotating. So you don't want sharp edge on the lugs? No, you do not want sharp edges on the lugs. I'm gathering that you have not are not a frequent viewer of Matt's Off-Road Recovery. No, when a tire is fresh, that's basically the least amount of traction that it's going to have. As it breaks in, the traction is going to go higher and higher and higher. I'm guessing that the tire slips and grips, it creates a ripple texture that gives them more surface area and more grip. Yeah. Yeah, basically. Yeah. The sharp edge will, I mean, so here is a brand new tusk for comparison. Look at how sharp those edges are. The compound is doing all the work at that point. And what about go fastish? Like something with a 2-speed that's in 75% of the time in second gear. Does that wear tires slow too? Well, also, the bigger your overdrive underdrive split, the faster your tires are going to wear. Because one set of tires is constantly being dragged and the other set of tires is constantly overspinning. It's like having an anchor dropped out the back. Mr. C just made me sign up for PayPal buyer credit. Sharp edges are for rain grip. There you go. Which we don't really, like, we can't hydroplane because we're never going fast enough. Yeah, so when I mounted this body, I basically just did the same. I replicated, that's an MST piece, but I replicated the exact same. I don't know if I got the posts in the same spots. No, I certainly didn't. Crazy. There's a lot better approach and departure on the old Colonel here. He's a little, like, we gotta wait till the Colonel comes up in cabs so we can see if he needs any spring work. Now printing front window nets and windshield frame inner and outer. Hey! So a worn tire exposes the true compound, wouldn't it? Well, here's the thing. Everybody says that the number one, the stalwart defenders of compounds like G8, they'll say, oh, well, they get better when they break in. To which my response is, every tire gets better when it breaks in. Every single one. I've not met one that didn't. So here's the deal. If I have two tires, let me grab two random tires. Perfect. So let's take the tire that I don't really consider to be a rock crawling tire, the Baja Pro X, ignoring how it does in the real world, ignoring that. And we'll put it up against a Tusk, which is a Baja Pro XS, okay? This is going to start off better on rocks than that. So when this wears in, it's going to grip better, it's going to get better, but it's never going to get up to the level that this was at to begin with. It might get to the level it was at to begin with, but by then, this one will look like the one on Argenum, and this won't come close in terms of traction. So it gets better when it breaks in. Doesn't matter, right? We're looking at what? I can't remember off the top of my head. I wonder if I left a tab open. I did. So a Tusk is a 97.0. And where is, I'm just looking by G8. Baja Pro X is a 95.5. So we got a 1.5 between the two. And when you're talking about a 1.5 between 95.5 and 97, you're talking about something of a rift. And I don't mean the vehicle. I mean that there's a vast gap that exists between 95.5 and 97. So when this is feathered in, let's see that it could get up nearer to the 97. But this is going to be way, you're never going to catch that with that, because there's the compound. Testing 1.9 Klingons soon. I already did. The Injoras? Yeah. I can just, I mean, I forgot I can do the thing. March 11th. I don't think the Hyrax gets better. Oh, I can't do the thing. That's the link to the Klingon quick view. So many people have asked me if I'm doing a review on the Klingon. I've started to get Mandela affected, and I've started to think that maybe I didn't do a review on the Klingon, but I totally did. Until I got Tusks, I fervently argued that the holds were the best tire ever. The hold is, I say this, also not every tire will work everywhere. That's 100% true. You should also show a new Tusk versus a fully feathered Tusk score on the tire test protocol. I could actually do that. How do you come to a spring rate for a given truck? So what I do, so the rough starting point where I would put, like, say I'm building something up, not from a kit, not from, not converting an RTR, not something like that. Like, I'm building something up, so I have nothing to start from. What I look at is I will look at the full, basically, RTR weight of the vehicle. I'll look at the RTR weight of the vehicle and say let's say it's 6 pounds, because it'll make the math easier. I would want about 6 pounds of spring total to start. So, like, I would do 1.5 pound springs all the way around. And then you will adjust that accordingly, because what I'm trying to do is get links level. So if the 1.5s are having it sit too high, I'll drop down to, like, say 1.3, 1.4, 1.3s. And then generally, I might go up 1 rate in the rear, or sometimes they're up 1 rate in the front with a corresponding reduction. So, like, if I'm starting with 1.5s all the way around, and I determine that I need to actually go down to 1.2s, so I have about 5 pounds of springing for a 6 pound vehicle, I might determine that if I'm going to go to 1.2s all the way around, I might run 1.0s in the front, because for climbing, try to help keep it down if I don't have full control over the links. Because why I like to start at a rough starting point of basically vehicle weight in springing, 6 pounds for a 6 pound vehicle. If I have control over the geometry, then it's gonna go out the window. Like, Daphne weighs 7.5 pounds. I want to say she's right about the weight of a Phoenix. She runs 0.8 pound springs in the front and 0.8s in the front and 0.4s in the back. So she does not follow my starting convention, but she took a lot of tuning to get there. Oh, by the way, the new tires on the spreadsheet are at the bottom, because I exported the previous tires as a CSV, and I would forget which tires are not on the CSV if I put them in their spot. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Did I miss your chonker comment? Yes, I definitely did. This would have been a great tech tips. I am not a good educator, because when I'm doing something like this and throwing it together, I never even think about it. I just do it. And walking people through it would require being more actively engaged. Look how bright the Zool looks with the kernel up there in the front. I mean, yeah. That's the thing about the about stuff like tech tips and the tech notes and all that stuff. It's a from the comments sort of a thing. I need to see a comment and then come out and address it immediately. Otherwise, it's out of my head and gone. And my retention, it's honestly, it's getting worse every day. Is it the color, or are you just not a Zool man? It is the color. I mean, that is tan. It is definitely tan. And I also love that every spell check turns Zool into Zulu. Even if you capitalize it. If you do capital Z, UUL, it will immediately turn it into Zulu. Every time. Oh, it is bright. So you should have seen you should have seen Bonk when I peeled the protective layer off of him. Even brighter. That was how bright I was hoping the pink on Raucous was going to be, but it just wasn't. It was very saturated. It was like a super saturated pink, but I was hoping for like, pta. Did he get his name? Nothing official yet. I don't know. It makes a real fun. It makes a real fun sound every time I try to pick up my spider stool. Oh, Dana's a good name. There is no Dana, only Zool. Dana is an excellent name. Dang it. Did Driver 8 just name this? I feel like that's what might have just happened. Those cab lights are messing with my OCD. Do you mean that because it's 2 mesh ones and 5 KC covers? The thing that messes with me is, I mean, I understand why they made these so that they like collapse in, but they could have put a little bit of angle on the mirror so it like, I don't think those are functional. You'd be looking directly back at your own face. I have a challenge for you if you choose to accept it. Build a rig from the best RTR parts, but you can only use one part from each manufacturer. That would not be that difficult, honestly. I think we might have actually done that. The lights are real. They are in real, and that they are all buckets. So you can put even these little guys on the front have the clips on the back for LEDs, as do all of those. You can put lights in all of them. I would not, but you can. Now every time I run it, I want to run it like this. Just, for the about to start ordering stuff on Amazon. Yeah, click to any video and get a link, or just tell me what you're ordering. I can generate a link. That works too. Either way, my allergies are coming for me. They're coming for me. It's the wind, isn't it? It's the wind. Put the Ecto rear cage on my Zool body instead of the 2 bars. Oh yeah, it is the same holes, isn't it? You did one with the worst parts. I was watching that video the other day, and that's what made me think of it. Well, I mean, like, a great build is a Stealth X with TRX4 axles, because it is the king of gear reduction. And then I would have to choose. Then the tough question is, what do I use from Axial? Well, then maybe I would have to get Axial in, I would have to use an LCXU. Yeah, as much as I love a Stealth X, if I was going to build one out of everything, it would seem to be that I would have to use an LCXU, because it's the best gearbox that I think Axial's probably ever made, and one of the best digs out there. So it would be a shame not to use it. And I would still pair it to TRX4 axles. Oof, that literally scared me. I literally jumped. When I clicked on the page to RC4s, the first one that came up is that combo that comes with a LiPo and like 2 receivers and everything. And it was like $90. And I was like, oh no, the tariffs. But then I got down to a regular one, and they're still just regular. RC4GS. Oh, and you can't paste. You got to do it manually. It won't hotkey. It might actually be OBS that doesn't have that hotkey. I've been meaning to say this whole time, but I'm so near being able to build a junk bot on my own. Nice. If I buy something from your Amazon link, but when they're signed into my Amazon account, I don't know. Incision shocks for Vanquish. Oh, I've got to use Vanquish? Oh, then it's VS410, obviously. So a VS410 with an LCXU in the middle and TRX4 axles, that'd actually be pretty sick. That'd be pretty sick. And then set it up as a trail runner / rock crawler, and you'd have to run it on a Fusion, on a Rhino. So you'd have to run a Rhino V80, and then you'd have to run like a Holmes, get like a Crawlmaster, like a revolver, get a revolver, like a 2500 revolver, run it on 4S. It would be like putting a supercharged V8 in your daily driver, because you'd need all that power to overcome the startling amount of gear reduction coming out of it, and you'd have a dig that would work so good. Yeah. Now I want to build that. I mean, I kind of have that already, but LCXU, TRX4 axles, VS410 chassis, and then an Element Sendero? Put a Sendero on it? Oh, yeah, Element shocks. Yeah, for sure. If I can get the factory teams, if it's just these, that's fine. If it's RTR, if it's got to be RFTRs. Otherwise, give me the factory teams from the kits, like the builder's kits. You got to use electronics from an RTR. It's all Traxxas. Yeah. 2075. Okay. Then for the radio, Vanquish. VT1. So Vanquish radio, Traxxas servo. We'll go Red Cat for the we can get the Fusion. We can get that detuned Fusion 1800. We can get that detuned Fusion 1800 because it's got to be RTR. So yeah, there you go. I said it as soon as it popped up. Yeah. Yeah, the detuned Sub Fusion SE from the Red Cat Fusion. Oh no, the axles are TRX4 axles all the way. Yeah, or I was thinking either the VT1 radio from Vanquish or the rebadged Fly Sky, either the FS6 or the FS11 from one of the FMS rigs, because that's not a bad radio. It's not a bad radio. Yeah, I mean, if you're allowed to cherry pick, I mean, you could really cherry pick some good stuff. I mean, even just this. If you were to take this exactly as it is now and put TRX4 axles under it, the gear reduction. Whew. Use the transmitter from the LC80 Pro. That's not a bad radio. I think that's the FS, what is it? GP11 GP. It's a pretty good radio. I would have gone with the VT1 just for simplicity. Nothing from Spectrum. Not if I can avoid it. I mean, if there's a way to avoid using Spectrum, I'm going to avoid it. Jeez, like, I mean, geez, like, if you hunt and peck and search and try to find something decent from Spectrum, I hate the program card that I'm stuck using to check my lipos until my lipo checker comes in. Yeah, the FCX10's radio, which is, I think, the FS11 GP. That's a surprisingly good stock radio, and you could set that thing up. You got 11 channels to work with. You could have light controllers, you name it in there. You could put lockers on it. Custom mount that thing and put the lockers on it from the TRX4. I left 4 AA's and a Spectrum from the UTB-18. There's probably unused radios around here with batteries in them. I can almost guarantee it. Oh, wanted to use it and they were empty. Yeah. How about the Spectrum batteries? Spectrum batteries are fine. They are just like every other big company marketed battery in that they are grotesquely overpriced. I mean, the little live voltage thing that tells you your battery voltage is great. Great. And the IQ chargers where you just literally just plug the battery in, great. But not at that premium. Jiminy Christmas. I mean, these Genzace are expensive, but they're not expensive by Spectrum standards or by Traxxas standards. I got to get over there and give me one of my battery checkers so I don't have to see that thing again. I don't want to see that thing. It's worse, man. You know what else is in this drawer? What? You don't think I have the Reedy Power program card to program SC480Xs? This is all you get. This is all you get. None of them really allow it to turn anything up. Like the drag brake by default on an SC480X is 100%. You can't go any higher than 100%. That's how percentages work. And Castle Field card. Haven't had to use that in a moon. Yeah, I hate having that Spectrum thing out because it's the only way I can check my batteries other than just plugging them directly into the charger. What about wheels and tires? You already used Traxxas for the axles. Dang it. Vanquish. Wait, no, I used Vanquish for the chassis. G-Made. 1905s. G-Made 1905s. Buying Traxxas batteries and chargers is basically robbing a bank with the Joker and him shooting it by the time you're done. Yeah. I watched a guy, I've related the story too many times. A guy walked into the hobby town when we were in there digging through the bins and bought an X-Max, a set of wheels and tires, and the full Traxxas Chargo regalia for an X-Max. So the 2 big Traxxas batteries and that big Traxxas Pro Pulse charger, whatever they call it, the blue one, and walked out the door at like, it was over $1,500. And I was like, value is different from one person to the next. But if you slapped 1,500 cold hard dollars in my hand right now, there's no way on this earth or any other I'm dropping that on an X-Max and Traxxas batteries. I would build Cherry, the rig that we just mentioned, by building it out of all the RTR pieces. The ultimate RTR, the ulti-RTR. You could get away with G-Made 1904s. So G-Made 1904s or 1905s, and there are a ton of decent plastic beadlocks out there from Charisma, G-Made, Cross, any of them. Just, nobody's going to want to stick with plastic beadlocks, but if we're only dealing with RTR stuff, we're going to have to do what we have to do. What did I miss? I mean, nothing really. Looking forward to hearing what you think about the box contents. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Hopefully the mail comes sooner than later. I don't want to ruin the fun, but it's time to start the Midwest goodbye. Don't want the wife to pull the cable, especially now that someone told the wife that she can actually pull the cable. That's on me. I've got to wear that one. I didn't know that she didn't know, and it is in the kitchen. The wireless node is in the kitchen. So yeah, she could literally she could go, oops, and accidentally kick the the Ethernet over power thing out of the wall. So yeah, there is still, I mean, there's a fraction actually where you can see my seconds thing going around. We're 3:29 and here we're coming up. It's going to be 3:30. I agree with Stricken Hobbies. Have an evening, everyone. Have an evening. And we're going to do that. It's a bunch of quick views coming up. There's one tomorrow. Cabs on Sunday. I don't remember what's on. Oh, quick view? I don't remember what's Monday. I've got filmed and uploaded Monday and Tuesday. I've got to edit that caster flip video. I'll probably just throw that one up. I'll put it up at a 2 o'clock time because I forgot that I recorded it. Member show next week. I hope to get some images of the nighttime course. Maybe I'll take you out there at nighttime so you can see what it looks like in the night times now. And then next week, we're working on the HC6. So I wrote it on the board to get to painting the parts. Because what was stopping me before was a lot of the parts need to be painted before it can be assembled. And the thing is basically a model that moves. So it's going to be olive drab. 100%. I have 3 different cans of olive drab paint. I've got PS, TS, and Krylon Fusion camouflage paint. So we're definitely doing olive drab. So thank you, everybody. We did the thing. Did we do it? We did it. We were here. We came. We saw. We did as close to nothing as I could have hoped for. Because honestly, I don't know. Just it was a low motivation day, but I've really pepped up since we started. Do indeed have a great weekend, everybody. It's supposed to rain here on Sunday. What? What is that? So, oh, somebody said Susan spin us out. Where is Susan? So we're gonna do the usual thing. I let it run a little bit because I want to make sure that like all the chats go through before I click it off. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you. Have a good weekend, everybody. We're gonna do the. Oh, that's a good one. I felt good about that.